addict.
Kinda.
I don't know. I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
This is Bad Movies.
Worst People.
This week we're discussing 1988's Shakedown, directed by James Glickenhaus.
Wait, did you just say 88?
Yeah.
Wow.
So a year before Roadhouse.
I would have put
3 years
this
after RoboCop.
83, 84. I didn't do the normal, go deep dive into it because it just, it is what it is.
Well, this director, he does movies like this.
Okay.
So his most known 4 movies...
Has he worked with Steven Seagal?
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
One of which will be on the show, but he did The Exterminator, which we see a clip from in this movie.
Yes, we do.
Which is a nice, sleazy,
self-plug
vigilante movie.
Oh, okay.
And then he also directed McBain, starring Christopher Walken.
Oh, it was a pleasure to work with you and for you even.
Wow. I showed you guys that trailer, and then I picked up the Blu-ray. I think I had it at work the other day.
Yeah, we got to watch that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, maybe it'll be on the show, maybe it won't, but it'll be awesome.
We're going to watch it as people.
Based on who this director is, it'll probably be on the show.
Yeah.
Like I said, it stars RoboCop, Peter Weller as Roland Dalton. Sorry.
Roland.
Which is funny.
Dalton is
because
Roadhouse.
Yeah, Dalton is also it's Patrick Swayze's character in Roadhouse.
Huh.
Wade Garrett is Sam Elliott's character in Roadhouse. So he just likes working with Daltons.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He heard that name. He's like, Dalton? That's a great name.
Actually,
write
Roadhouse came after this, too.
On every script I ever do, write that down.
He did this, and then they were like, you want to do this movie Roadhouse? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, well, Patrick Swayze's playing Dalton, and he's like,
I'm
Dalton.
in. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Well, Shakedown was so successful, I might as well do Roadhouse.
Was it?
No.
Was it?
It made money.
I had never heard of this movie.
Neither had I. I literally purchased this movie blind, based 100% on who is in it and the cover of the DVD or the Blu-ray.
And
which that scene is not in.
It is kind of. They ride a motorcycle together.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
The one that he steals from the dude when he falls off the porno.
Which we're going to get to, but that is some of the worst wig work I've seen.
That was a girl.
Was it really?
At
She
least
thinks
on
it was
the
a
Porsche,
girl. But
that was a girl.
again, this falls victim to should this have been in HD?
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm glad that we saw it in HD because I got to see my first known mustache wig.
Yes.
I mean, I know they've existed, but I'm looking. I'm like, there's nothing else that could be except it's an upper lip merkin.
It's like a merkin on your face.
Ain't that a merkin?
But Peter Weller also in RoboCop, as I mentioned, Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, which is a fucking awesome movie. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommended.
I recently did see him in maybe a Don't Touch That Dial, Leviathan.
Leviathan, yes.
Rip off of it's a bit Aliens, it's a bit The Thing, and it's a touch of Abyss.
Yeah. That's perfect.
All three of those things do it better.
And guess who
than it does.
Directed Leviathan?
Who did?
George P. Cosmatos.
Oh,
formerly on
friend
the
of the show. Yeah.
Rambo 2, 3.
2 and 3?
2. Just 2.
Just 2. Okay.
And also Tombstone. Speaking of Tombstone,
right.
He's the Tombstone that came back.
Yeah.
He's the director that came back in Tombstone.
Exactly.
With Sam Elliott.
Who was also in a lot of things, but Roadhouse, hence the Wade Garrett, Big Lebowski, which is probably how I first knew him.
Sometimes you eat the bar. Sometimes the bar eats you.
Exactly.
Do you have to curse so much, dude?
Oh, you know what else Peter Weller was in that we just saw?
What are you talking about?
You know what else Peter Weller was in that we just saw, you and I just saw? It was the Guillermo del Toro Cabinet of Curiosities. It was the episode directed by, speaking of, Panos Cosmatos, George P. Cosmatos' son, called The Viewing.
Oh.
It was the one with all the comedy actors who all played reporters and shit that went to this guy's house, reporters and actors and muckety mucks who go to this weird hippie cult guys fucking dope ass synth mansion and do a bunch of drugs. And
you were losing me, but then synth mansion really piqued me.
Dude, they do a bunch of drugs and they try to figure out what this weird alien demon skull thing is, and it's fucking bizarre.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It is
it's,
really bizarre.
It's Panos Cosmatos all over, which is like synth-soaked, neon-drenched, just...
Think sunken living room, but entire couch size sunken. Like you.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
you-
about.
Like it's level with the back of your couch, and you just step in and.
It's a
slide
sex
in your
room. It's
seat.
an orgy pit.
Peter
It's
Weller just
phenomenal.
doing cocaine and smoking weed and just
Ooh.
being fucking weird
Peter
as
Weller.
fuck, dude. It is great.
I kind of wish that I saw that movie instead of this because he's to me a little bit of a bore when he's not RoboCop.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he works as RoboCop is because he's so stiff.
Yeah, I mean, I like him because I love.
You're
both
allowed to like
Buckaroo
him all you
Banzai.
want too.
I love Buckaroo Banzai. I love Naked Lunch. Those are both movies.
I mean,
that
these are
know
two
very
I haven't
well
seen,
from.
so maybe
Okay.
I'm.
Well, Naked Lunch is fucking weird. It's a.
Is that the Cronenberg one?
Yeah, it's a Cronenberg one. I was watching it one
yeah,
day.
all you have to say is Cronenberg. It's weird as shit.
And it's based on the writings of William S. Burroughs, who's one of those like the beatnik fucking writer guys with like who's Barfly,
Oh, Bukowski.
and like Timothy Leary and
Okay.
like all those kind of that era of guys.
Counterculture
Yeah,
to
where
a
they were just
degree.
writing weird shit and doing a
Uh-huh.
bunch of drugs. Fucking goddamn, why can't I think of any names right now? Fear and Loathing.
Oh, Hunter S.
Hunter S.
Thompson.
Hunter S.
It's a good
Thompson.
thing we're not doing a podcast, or else this would be embarrassing.
Yeah. But anyway, it's based on his writings, but like instead of drugs in the story, this guy is like he's an exterminator. So instead of doing like a bunch of cocaine and stuff, they're like snorting fucking like roach killer.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And like it's just
It's
this
so
bizarre thing.
fucking weird.
The typewriter turns into a giant cockroach that talks to Peter Weller.
Yep.
It's awesome. But
Okay.
I was sitting here watching it one day because I had recently picked it up on the Criterion Collection, and Whitney came home from work, and she just stood there for about 4 or 5 minutes watching the screen, and she's just like, "You watch weird shit," and just left the room.
I did. I think I
It took her
left
4
the house.
minutes of process. She's like, what? Hold on. What am I actually looking at?
Yeah.
She was contemplating divorce for the last
No, I was like
4 minutes.
I think I'm just gonna go to the beer house.
Well, time to drink. I don't understand this.
I'm gonna go hang out with Jack.
Isn't that kind of how life is? I don't understand this, so I guess I'll drink.
Oh. But anyway, this movie, Shakedown, also known as Blue Jean Cop, which was the original title.
Okay.
I'm so Shakedown sounded
I'm so
cooler.
glad it wasn't called
Yeah.
that though, because the explanation of the Blue Jean Cop is stupid to me.
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb.
I mean, I heard Blue Jean Cop the first time they said it, and I thought, okay, undercover.
Yeah.
But
So
Sam Elliott says it's
The people under on the take.
Because he even
Yeah,
says, "Are
because
you
they
a
can
blue
buy-
jean cop or something like that?" And he says, "I wear Wranglers and Levi's, nothing expensive. Those are still blue jeans,
Yeah.
sir."
But he's saying like if you buy like the designer jeans,
They
and
say
shit, which
the name
now
Valente
Wranglers
or
and
something
Levi's
like
are
they.
expensive.
Yeah, they say some name like brand name, and like I get it, but they should be called like I don't know, like a Louis Vuitton cop, something
Was that
like
even in
that.
existence in the 80s?
Oh, I'm sure.
I think so.
I'm sure.
Maybe a Gucci cup.
America was still anti-Europe, though. They're like,
Yeah.
no. So just because this movie, what it is, if you want to give us a rundown, we can just get to it because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of beat-by-beat stuff.
No.
There's a lot of fun stuff.
A crack dealer accidentally kills. Well, we'll get to that. A crack dealer accidentally kills an undercover cop. There's an investigation. Peter Weller has to defend him. All the other cops want to kill him. Sam Elliott's like the only cop who's not on the take, and that's the movie.
Yep, pretty much, dude. Yeah, there's some sex here and there, some shoe stings.
Yeah, there's some infidelity that doesn't really need to be there. There's a girlfriend that doesn't really need to be there.
Yeah.
Like this movie's only 97 minutes long.
I'll tell you what, she does not need to be there because now we got a mistrial in my mind,
Well, and if
and
we
we'll
just
get to that
Right?
at the end. Yeah,
yeah,
Agreed.
But if we just took the girlfriend and the new job and the baby, like the pregnancy
The
and
new
all that
job
stuff
comes
out,
to nothing.
we could have made this movie 88 minutes.
Yep.
Because that was literally pointless.
Or fill it with more, and this is going to sound like I'm complaining, fill it with more of these meaningless stunts they do. There are so many things in this movie that are just like,
so many
you don't have
cool
to do
fucking
that,
set
but I
pieces.
liked it.
The green screen.
Oh my God.
well, that was the worst. But
the airplane, are we
1988
talking
loved
about, we talking about little baby 9/11?
We're talking about
Where they were going to
yeah.
drive a fucking private
Yippee-ki-yay.
jet into a fucking Twin Towers and just kind of like bust out a window.
Right? I was like, are they
It's-
calling it?
Dude, yeah, I'm like, they're not going to do that.
But
are they?
I'm just going to mention this up top because I don't know which character this was. I only wrote it down because it's in the IMDb. There's a character named Ira at some point in the movie,
Okay.
played by an actor named Rockets Red Glare.
I love it.
I couldn't pick out who it was. I was trying to pay attention.
I don't blame you
but
because there are next to no names except for maybe like our main two. Do you even know the mulleted cop's name?
No.
I don't.
I do, but only because I looked it up.
Okay.
Rydell.
I
don't think they said it though.
mean, they
They
had to have
probably
at
did at
least
some
once,
point,
but
but-
it's probably a group of people, and they name 4 names. You're like, well, he's one of them shits.
All right.
He's like the head douchebag cop, which you can tell because of his fucking mullet.
Oh, he's out there right now in America taking kids' lunch money. That is the look of this kid is somebody who grew up taking lunch money and never stopped.
He sits in a van outside schools, but it's not to kidnap kids. It's just to grab kids' lunch money on their way into school.
It's a shakedown. It's a little shakedown junior high style.
So this movie was shot on location, New York City, scummy 80s New York City.
It's dripping with fucking disgusting
It is
80s.
filthy and
Giuliani's
gross.
not here yet.
No. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's a New York City I would want to visit.
It's a New York City I like to watch, though,
Peter Weller does mention later when Sam Elliott's like, hey, you know how to use this gun? He's like, I'm from New York.
which now I thought about that because I'm like, now there's like no guns in New York. They
No,
have very
I mean, I'm
weird,
sure there's a
strict
lot of
gun
guns,
laws.
but it's very
well,
strict, yeah.
compared to us being in Arizona,
Yeah.
where it's like you go to the bank and someone's carrying. You go to the grocery store, someone's carrying. This is like, to me, this is New York at my favorite viewing.
This is the New York from the movies. This is
New York from Big.
New York from Taxi Driver.
Yep. Oh God, yeah.
Speaking of Taxi Driver, we get some Taxi Driver stuff later in this,
Speaking
but
Is it
Big,
New York
I have
from
I
Escape
have a
from New York?
callback to.
kind of New York from Escape from New York. Isn't that different from New York at the time? Well, and you know, you think like you see stuff in movies growing up as someone who's not from New York, has never even really been to the Northeast.
Nope, neither have I.
I saw this stuff like this wasteland of New York. Like this, a lot of this grimy stuff is in like Manhattan and whatnot, where it's still grimy. But you see stuff where it's like it looks like fucking Baghdad or something, like bombed out buildings and shit. And it really was like that. Like I
Well,
watched.
isn't Manhattan like 5 miles wide and 14 miles long?
Yeah,
and
it's
got
very small.
millions of people in
Yeah.
it. It is like absurd.
Well, you talk about like the Bronx and Brooklyn and stuff like that back then. Like again, it's based on stuff I've watched, but there was a show, Baz Luhrmann Netflix show called The Get Down.
Okay.
It was kind of about like the origins of hip hop and stuff, but through the eyes of this one group. It was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it. It was very Baz Luhrmann-y. But there's parts where they're like running through these like project buildings where literally like half the building is collapsed. There's just rubble. Things are on fire. And I'm like, well, that can't be real. But it 100% was.
It's like filming in Detroit now.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy to me that like New York City was like that.
Yep.
I don't know. Like the Warriors. I was always like, oh, what a cool fantasy. Nope, that's real.
No, that's happening. It's like Mad Max Metropolis.
I mean, I don't think the gangs dressed like baseball clowns are real, but like the setting of the
Don't
Warriors.
ruin this for me. don't. I want to go to New York and be assaulted by clowns, murder clowns,
Or a ninja.
or ninja.
New York
Made by The
Ninja.
Rock.
That's another movie we'll be doing.
He just runs up. Can you smell what the Rock is stealing? Give me your wallet, though.
I mean, can you smell the rock I'm cooking?
Way better. Because, I mean, we open up with this, like, I'm not going to go beat by beat, but, I mean, this guy's got that silhouette. We've got, like, a little bit of that noir, jazz kind of.
A little bit.
The night was cold. I thought it couldn't get hotter until she walked in. She was all legs, all the way up. Like, it's kind of like that. It's a little detective-ish. And the silhouette, thank you, of this man, he is lighting up rock.
Yeah, and you know that noir thing you're mentioning, I think that's part of what Whitney doesn't like about Peter Weller's performance in this. He very much has like a jazzy
Dames,
noir
right?
detective talk. Yeah.
But it's so forced and weird and it's not on all the
you
time.
say
It's-
that, but I think that's because you're not that familiar with Peter Weller. Because if you see Buckaroo Banzai or Naked Lunch, that's pretty much how
I was
he
going to say the
talks.
only ones I've mentioned, I mean, RoboCop, Leviathan, and maybe a few more, but nothing you're talking about. I think he's very bad delivery. I don't think he's a great actor from what I have seen.
Yeah.
I will eat my words when I watch Buckaroo Banzai. Like, that's not a problem.
Well, and I mean, if he's again, I guess the acting doesn't get any better. It's just that is Peter Weller's presence, like the way he does his delivery and stuff. He's very much got that like
Is it
fucking,
like the Shatner thing?
I think it's
Maybe,
more.
like, he's got like that. He's just got that like jazzy cool guy.
I think
like,
it's more akin to Keanu. Keanu doesn't really act; he just is who he is.
Yeah.
And you like that or you don't.
And
Plain
I guess
and
I
simple.
haven't seen a lot of Peter Weller outside of the movies. Like I haven't seen a lot of interviews and stuff. But the movies where I am the most familiar with him, all the way up to and including The Viewing, which I guess isn't really a movie. It's because it's part of a series of shorts. But it's
Correct.
like
But,
50, it's like 50
media.
minutes. But either way, he always has that kind of like, old, like maybe he was a hippie, like kind of just like cool guy, fucking trying to be smooth talking kind of thing going on.
The revolution's over, so he got a job as a lawyer.
Yeah, I don't know. I it's just kind of his delivery always, and I don't know. I enjoy him, but I also the movies he's in are bonkers. Those
Yeah.
few I've mentioned.
Yeah.
In this, he didn't want to be a lawyer. He wanted to be a tenor sax player.
He wanted to be an insurance salesman or insurance claim that
Yeah,
kept
he
the
was
money
well,
out
he was
of
moving
widows.
to like
Well,
financial.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm saying
God.
his dream was to be a tenor
Which
sax
he
player.
has good
About-
reasoning for.
I don't give a shit. Like it didn't come to anything, and if it did, I didn't care.
Well, and I think we'll get through all this, but I think the reason he wants to stop being the defense attorney, criminal defense, and be the financial lawyer is his girlfriend because she doesn't like his hours, and like they kind of imply these things.
But
like,
doesn't
he's
her
never
daddy
around,
have
he's
a
always
law
busy.
firm?
Well, and then daddy can get him a job as a financial lawyer, which is safer and more stable hours and those kinds of things.
So is it?
He says he doesn't want to. He tells Susan, who by the way has been in another episode, we'll get there, that he doesn't want to do this stuff anymore, and it's good reasoning because he's like, I'm tired of helping these pieces of shit get back out onto the street, and then when I finally do get someone who's innocent, I can't help them because the evidence doesn't help me, and they still end up in jail, and they still end up fucked up because then they go to jail with all these fucking fucked up people. So he wants to get out of it and go to something that seems safer, but I think that's also projected upon him by Gail,
he's
his girlfriend.
basically just relaying what the girlfriend
He's
told him.
tired of sending people to jail that need condoms. Dude.
That-
Talk
I love
about
that.
being
So yeah, right
terrified.
at the beginning, that guy's like, I have to give everybody free condoms. I don't want condoms. That big ass dude.
The
I want
giantest prison mate you've ever seen. And I think he's. They mention his name later, Leroy,
Yes.
something like that. I want a condom. I'd be like, dude, my God, give me a second one. I don't know. I don't know what to do here.
So yeah, as you said, we get this guy smoking crack. This guy, Michael Jones, played by an actor named Richard Brooks, who was in a shitload of Law and Order.
Okay, not familiar
he's
to me.
in The First Substitute.
Oh,
with
Tom Berenger.
Yeah, the first one.
Treat Williams
Treat
takes
Williams
over
is in all
2,
the
3, 4.
sequels.
I was thinking of the one with Jimmy.
Jimmy Smits. Jimmy Carter.
No,
I
the
didn't do any
brothers.
acting.
One was a Belushi. Oh, the Belushis.
James Belushi. One of those
One
brothers,
of them was a Belushi.
James
the other
Belushi.
one
I
was
was thinking
named.
one of them was a Blues Brothers.
One of them was named Dirt.
James Belushi, who is in The Principal.
That's what it was.
Same thing.
Principal.
Well, the principal is the earlier version of Substitute.
yeah. That's
I was
where
gonna
my
say
brain was
better, but I really haven't seen Principal in a decade or two, so I don't know if it
I
is
was gonna
better.
go for a James Belushi, but I don't know if I can do it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't think it's. He's not worth impersonating. He's
No.
a trash person.
But this guy was also in like a season of Bosch. But either way, that's probably why you recognized him, honestly.
Probably.
Because she's like, I know this dude.
Yeah, you do love you some Bosch.
And he's confronted by this guy who turns out to be an undercover cop and is a big old racist.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, he basically pulls out a gun and he's like, give me your money.
This guy's sketch from
says-
step one, though. I'm watching him walk out of the
He
shadows.
says a hard N.
Oh, yes, he
Goodbye,
does.
hard N.
Hard N in the beginning, hard R in the end.
Yes.
And yeah, but he's sketched right away, walking out of the shadows, and he like holds his hands up real creepily, silhouette of him. And he's like, I only got big bills. And of course, this
I
drug
got
dealer's like, I got
change.
plenty of change. You don't tell him that. You don't tell people you have a bunch of money on you.
And then so they shoot each other, but the cop
no.
dies.
As he's approaching, I noticed it immediately because it focuses on the
The boombox.
ghetto blaster.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Ghetto blaster.
And he presses record.
Oh, I didn't catch it.
Neither did he.
I saw the ghetto
I take
blaster
notes,
for
so-
sure.
Oh.
And well, I don't, and I
Yeah.
still,
Yeah,
I
it-
just noticed that he hit. Like, can you turn that music off? I really hate rap.
Yeah. And so he presses record instead. And I was like, I wonder if that's going to come to anything.
I wonder if
And
that
it was
will.
funny. So we watched about an hour of this movie last night when I got home from work, which was very late. And Whitney got tired and had to go to bed. So when we turned it back on, she's like, I wonder if him pushing record's going to come to anything. And 3
At
seconds
that
later,
moment.
Yeah.
they're like, he pushed record.
Told ya.
What can we call it? Reggie's Ruger?
No, Reggie's record.
So the cops show up at the crime scene, and they're like telling this fucking ambulance guy, whatever, hey, take care of this guy. And he's like, that guy's obviously dead.
And I didn't
They
know
don't
he
want
was
him to take
undercover.
care-
I don't think
No.
any of us knew. I thought it was a racist thing.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that was part of it too, though. I think because they're like, fuck that guy, he's black and
Yeah.
he's a criminal. This
Uh-huh.
guy's a cop and he's white. Take care of him. And the guy's like, dude, that guy is clearly fucking dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yes.
help the guy who's still alive,
And they punch him. They punch the EMT.
Yeah.
which is nice.
These cops don't give a shit.
No,
This
they
is probably,
don't.
I mean, this is we all just said we didn't spend any time in New York. This is probably 80s New York cops.
It's just
It's
blatant
America's largest gang.
doing whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yeah.
And even if we're cops. We're not going to get caught.
They're known for being like this.
Yeah. Haven't you ever seen Buddy the Elf? I mean, they talk about how mean
Yuck,
those
yuck, yuck,
Central
yuck.
Park cops are. They have been on the naughty list for years, guys.
And then now we're introduced
Decades.
Decades of naughty.
to Peter Weller, who is making his homemade orange Julius for breakfast.
Okay, but I don't. What he pulls out a bunch of stuff like popcorn seeds and oil and seasoning, and I'm
And
like,
milk.
Yeah, I'm like, what is he doing? I guess he was just trying to pull everything out to get to his.
No, he starts making popcorn
he
in a
does.
second.
Oh, okay.
So he's having popcorn and orange Julius for breakfast, but
his orange
his orange
Julius.
Julius is just like cream. Is it milk or is it just cream?
It looked like half and half orange juice and then a slap of coffee.
slap of coffee.
A slap
I was
of
like, is that
instant
a
coffee.
teaspoon?
He takes the lid off and then hits the
That's not enough caffeine for
like
the morning.
puts it just well. He's trying to keep healthy by drinking half and half an OJ.
Oh, and an egg.
And an
And
egg.
an egg. He
A
does.
raw
This
egg.
is his first time having popcorn in the movie. We'll see him have popcorn again.
Yes,
And
we
he's
will.
blaring Voodoo Child, which is great.
Yeah. Purple
All right.
Haze.
Voodoo Child.
So I'd watch the trailer for this.
Purple Haze, wasn't it?
No,
Purple
it was Voodoo
Haze.
Child.
It was Purple
It was
Haze.
Purple Haze. It's
I will
even
put money down. It was Purple Haze.
$100 because even on the credits, it's Purple Haze.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
so
let's pause.
I'd watched the
It
trailer,
might be. I don't know.
and as I'm
I
looking
wrote
at
this
it,
down later.
I'm
so-
like, oh man, this doesn't look too bad. And then the song kicks in, and I'm like, holy shit, what a needle drop. And then, much to my dismay,
This
it's just
bitch.
him making orange juice. And well, no, I'm trying to like, I wanted a better scene.
yeah.
I wanted a better scene for this fucking song,
Like him rolling a blunt.
or killing somebody, or having
Ooh.
sex, or
Yeah.
insert anything besides making the most disgusting shake in the world. Second most disgusting shake in the world. The first one is in Stone Cold.
That's true.
That is disgusting.
Does he drink that or does he just give it to his lizard?
Gives it to his
Yeah.
lizard.
I couldn't remember if he drank it.
Don't touch that dial.
Yeah, she's seen it. Stone
Apparently
Cold,
not
Brian
enough.
Bosworth.
I don't know if I watched
Lance
it.
Hendrickson.
Yeah, you did. We watched it together. It was that fucking super awesome one.
William
Brian
Forsythe.
Bosworth is the cop that's like.
Was I watching or was I sitting with you?
You were watching because you talked about how much.
Well,
you
no,
loved
now
the
I'm
movie.
jealous of her because she gets to watch it all over again for the first fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know.
is
She was telling me
amazing.
how much she loved it.
Yeah,
But-
well,
I watched
you're gonna
so
love
much
it
with
again.
him that I.
White people problems.
Brian Bosworth is infiltrating the biker gang, and
It's in and out.
no, it doesn't matter. We'll get there because it's awesome.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it tonight just out of boredom.
And his girlfriend comes in, Gail, played by someone named Blanche Baker. I looked through her IMDb because Whitney said she thought she recognized her. I don't really. She played, I think, a parent or a sister in 16 Candles. That's the only thing I
Yep,
really
she
recognized.
was a sister in 16
Okay.
Candles.
What did she do? Any like Sleeping Beauty? Or
She was not in Sleeping Beauty.
Oh.
She was the
Although,
cunty sister.
not her, but there are at least 2 people in this movie that are in Renegade.
Go
Ooh.
on.
I'm pretty sure that Huggy Bear, NC, was that his name in the movie?
The,
head-
top dog.
Yeah.
yeah. NC.
the guy that kind of looks like Tony Todd.
Like Nikki Carr maybe. Nikki
Yeah, I have it written
something.
down.
Yeah.
But he's in a couple episodes. And
Oh, are you talking
then-
about Candyman?
Yeah, the guy
Knock
looks
off
like the guy
Candyman?
looks like
yeah,
Candyman.
he's the sweet and low man. No sugar here.
Dude, that guy looks like Tony Todd, and Rydell looks like a less insane-looking version of Brian Thompson,
Which is the weird face.
the guy from
not kickboxer, but
Lionheart.
Yes.
And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 2
yeah,
or
he
something.
plays Shao
yes.
Kahn.
Yes.
Morton's Bible. What was the
What?
sorcerer movie?
Huh?
Oh, Dr. Mordred.
Dr. Mordred.
Where did you get Bible?
Sorcerers.
Sorcerer. I think they're called priests, Eric.
Whatever. But she comes in and she's like, "Isn't it a little early for heavy metal?" And I'm like, my first thing was, I was like, "That's not heavy metal." And then Peter
I think
Weller's
everybody
like, "That's
here,
not fucking heavy
including
metal."
Peter Weller, said like, "Fuck you, you dumb bitch. That ain't heavy metal." Is it a little too early for new metal? I mean, like decade-wise.
Just making
it
a
to me.
fucking shake, listening to Korn.
That was my
Hey,
high school
you know what?
career.
Healthy body, healthy mind, guys.
He
right?
drops the vinyl needle. He starts mixing up his breakfast, and in the background you just hear, "You'll be loving this shit right here."
I peck a chainsaw.
He's just listening to the Mission Impossible 2 song that they made, like their worst song, which is saying something.
I don't know if I ever heard that.
Oh God, that was
Well, I
when
guess I
Mission
had to
Impossible,
because I've seen it.
Mission Impossible tried to do the James Bond thing, where like for a little while James Bond had people making songs. I don't think they do that anymore.
No, well,
And they didn't in the early days. It was like the 80s to the 90s. They did like some band, like Garbage did one for a James Bond movie.
Oh,
and
sure.
stuff like that. But then for Mission Impossible 2, Limp Bizkit did one, and it's the Mission Impossible theme. It's like the
this is how you know your franchise is getting derailed.
right? But then it's just Fred Durst's lyrics are literally just like.
Mission
I know y'all.
Impossible!
No, he doesn't even say anything about being a spy or anything, which I mean, I
Nothing.
guess is good too on the nose. But he's like something along the lines of like, "I know y'all want to hate me, but hate is all I seem to see lately," or something. And I'm like, who?
This
What?
message will self-destruct.
It would have been so much better.
Yeah, dude. Like lean into the fact that you're a garbage person with a backwards hat.
You're
I mean,
in.
weren't
You're,
they a joke to begin
yeah,
with?
the band was supposed to be a joke to begin with, and then Fred Durst started taking himself seriously.
Because $3 bill, y'all, is fire. I will die on that fucking mountain.
Have you listened recently?
No.
It's not.
Okay.
I spent the last 20 years saying at least $3 bill y'all is good. And then 2-3 years, so last few years.
People listening, your homework is to listen to $3 bill,
well,
y'all.
last few years
and
I went
email
back
us.
and started listening to a lot of the stuff I was listening to in high school to see if I still liked any of it. Like the early Korn albums I still like, Deftones I still love.
Well,
Uh,
before we get back on track, I'm going to give you another hill that I will die on. The very first Smash Mouth album is amazing.
I
Fu
what I've
Shu
heard.
Mang. Fu Shu Mang is ska punk. It's great.
that's what I've heard, but I've never.
But then they got money and, you know.
But like a lot of that stuff, I went back and listened to a lot of it, and I was like, I can still enjoy a lot of this. Partially nostalgia, partially some of it is pretty decent. And then I was like, oh, $3 bill, y'all, that's the great one, right? And
Yeah.
I put it in. I was like, good God, this is sleep medicine. This will just put you right to bed. It is so boring.
Except-
Faith is still fun.
Yeah.
Well, then there's also, the murder song. The
don't
angry
know.
song when you get very angry. And you're just
Oh, that's
That's off Significant Other.
that's significant other.
Oh,
Which
what's chocolate starfish?
The
and hot dog water.
I don't know. That's the bad one. Well, the beginning of the end. I don't know. Significant Other, I think, holds up more than $3 bill, y'all, and that's only like the 4 songs that are decent on that.
We have spent more time talking about Limp Bizkit than anybody has in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, anyway, you know what's not in this movie?
Can I say something
Limp
really
Bizkit.
quick?
What?
Fred Durst today looks like my dad.
He looks like
Well, he embraced his
who's
dadness.
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton.
He embraced his dadness. They have a new album or a new album coming out or something.
But Wes
and he
isn't
did a
on it.
song called he might be. What the fuck's he doing? I know he left the band, but like what the fuck's he doing? He did a song called like Dad Rock or something, and he's like, it's still Fred Durst dressed like Fred Durst, but now he's wearing like all white, like he's going golfing. I don't know, dude.
He
I'm not
looks like-
interested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just count me the fuck out.
So anyway, we get back to the movie and we meet Susan. The chick's name's Susan. I never got her last name.
Yeah.
Played by
She's the
Patricia Charbonneau. She's the
prosecutor.
assistant DA prosecutor. She was in the previous episode Brain Dead as Bill Pullman's wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
recognize her at all because
right.
I didn't watch that.
I vaguely
Do
recognized
yourself
her.
a favor and watch it.
Yeah?
It's great.
I
I own it.
loved it.
All right.
But
We'll send you home with it.
Full Rex.
I vaguely recognized her, but then when I pulled up the IMDb, I recognized her right away because her IMDb picture is her like in mountain climbing gear when she was climbing K2.
Oh,
not an
okay.
acting picture.
Yeah. We do meet her though with
Your
Oh, man,
favorite
oh, man.
person.
I told Whitney, I was like, "There's a treat in here for Jack." I didn't tell
God,
him.
he's not in this enough. But we got
No.
John C. McGinley.
He's only credited as John McGinley.
really.
Yep.
I guess they
Opening
just don't
credits.
say the character's name.
No, it's Sean Phillips.
I'll tell you though, I did watch the credits and saw that Tom Waits was in this movie and got really excited.
Same.
Different Tom Waits.
Until I realized it was different Tom Waits. I was waiting for that gruff the whole fucking
When I saw that at the
time.
beginning, I was like, "What? Tom Waits?" And I was like, "I think that's spelled wrong because he doesn't have the E." But
I
then
should
I'm
have
like,
known right there.
I'm looking through the IMDb and I found him, and I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, but his picture is like this little cherub-faced dude with like blonde
Super
curls.
cherub. Oh my
like
God.
I was like, that is not Tom Waits.
So
He was
maybe
one
the
of
fact that it
he
was
was one of the dirty cops.
co-ops, one of the dirty co-ops. But maybe the fact that it was John McGinley instead of John C. McGinley is why I didn't notice it right away because
Yeah.
I was treated like we're at an outdoor lunch having some
Yes, we
fucking
are.
beers
With a
On the-
pirate ship.
with a
Yep.
pirate ship. My God,
There's a
They're down
pirate
by the
ship in the
docks.
background.
this
that be
I
the
want.
boardwalk?
I want this lunch. This is my lunch with John C. McGinley. Please, next to a fucking pirate
and
ship.
you know what?
Having some beers, just fucking little blues flat
Speaking of
rock
having
in the
beers,
background.
Rest in Pictures. They're drinking Anchor Brewing.
Yep.
Oh man,
And
yeah,
Anchor
rest
Brewing
in
just
actual
recently
pictures.
closed. I mean, I guess they weren't in movies. Well, here they were. So Rest
Yeah.
in Pictures. But yeah, Anchor Brewing just went out of business. That's what they were drinking.
Well, I'm glad that you said that and not like Rest in Pictures, John C. McGinley, and I didn't know about it.
Oh, we
Because,
would not
man,
tell you on the
these,
podcast.
These red curls are doing it for me. This
Oh
big
my
fucking
goodness.
Irish lad.
He's
and
beautiful.
and we get a Dr. Cox whistle too.
Yeah, we do.
Peter
Yes.
Weller is talking to Susan. I think he's not paying attention. He's doing something, and you get the I can't do it, but the Dr. Cox like.
but
yeah.
it's with his teeth kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know. I was like, he really does whistle like that on Scrubs? Like that's him?
just who he is.
That's not a Foley?
That's just who he
yeah,
is.
no,
Yeah.
it's just him. It is Foley. You're correct.
Oh
this
my God,
time.
I said it right.
He just didn't change it this time.
It's Foley. God, why can't you ever get it right?
It's filet. Why can't you ever get it right?
It's their fillet work.
Oh.
Because the people who do sound for movies are also craft services.
Is it filet?
Shio.
All right.
So yeah, this is his ex, right? We didn't know that
Yeah.
John C. McGinley's kind of watching this
Chemistry,
tete-a-tete.
like-
Yeah, and he's like, "Ooh, some pass there." And what? Peter Weller had a great
Like,
response
something
to
like
it.
all of it or something like that. He's
Yeah.
like, is there a story? Or is there a past there, or a history there? And he's just like all the history
All
or
of
something
it.
like yeah.
And then another one from him though that I thought was just fun vernacular was John C. McGinley's like, "Oh yeah, no, what? Well, no, RoboCop says, what did she mean? See you in court, you know?" And he goes, "You don't know? She's the district
She's the new-
assistant district attorney."
Yeah.
And Peter Weller's response is that straight?"
That's what I'm saying. His fucking jazzy talk doesn't make sense.
This one works
so
for me.
cool.
This one works for me because instead of saying like, "Oh, is that right? Is that straight?" That's cool. That's hip. That's
Babe,
jive.
babe, it's
Bubby.
okay.
he says babe a lot. We
does.
didn't get to see him in his free time. When his free time, he goes to like jazz clubs
And he's
just
playing the tenor sax.
Just drinks
Okay.
gin martinis
Yeah.
and smokes
I just made the
cigarettes.
Has a little
connection right
jab
there.
cabbage, little jazz cabbage in the fucking alley, rolling up a little bit of the devil's lettuce.
So that's
he's-
why he talks all
He's got
the
a spliff, so it smells like he's smoking a cigarette.
oh yeah. Oh, you know what we used to do, man? We called them attitude adjusters. We would just take out like the first quarter of a cigarette and put a fat little bud in there and light it up, waiting for a bus. By the time anyone smells it, you're already onto your cigarette.
Yeah.
Beep Beep that you work with does the same thing still.
Oh yeah. That's who do you think I learned it from?
You
Or
gotta
taught
have
it to? I don't know.
He's got the cigarette faced different ways, so he knows which
He
one's
knows
which.
exactly which
Don't
one
want
it
to grab the wrong one at the
Absolutely.
wrong time.
You know, it's the lucky.
So now John C. McGinley's just about out of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, he
he's still
appears.
there in the
He
court.
appears in the movie 2 more times, but he does not speak anymore.
Sad for everybody.
Yeah,
But she does make a comment. She's like, nice to see how our judicial system at work here, because they're just like trading off, like, well, I'll do this for you if you do this for this
Yeah.
case.
which is
and
that's how
da-da-da-da.
lawyers work. I don't think they really go out to lunch all the time, but
I feel like they do.
I mean, Peter Weller is a real attorney, a real defense attorney. He's not a public defender.
Mm-hmm.
Public defenders don't have time to go to lunch with people.
Public defenders just trying to get you the least amount of jail time. They're not trying to get you off, as
I
it
think
were.
the most realistic
you
public defender.
I had to change who I was looking at.
I caught that.
The most realistic public defender, I think, like portrayal recently that we've seen might have been in like Bosch. I think it's Bosch and maybe Breaking Bad also. I think, but definitely in Bosch or not Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul, where they just like while they're running to their next case because they have 50 court appointments to go to that day. They're just talking to another lawyer. And they're like, okay, I'll give you this and this. You give me that. They hand some papers and they just walk away and they're just running.
Side note, speaking of Breaking Bad, Marco what's
Polo.
his name?
Mark Margolis.
Mark Margolis passed
Oh
away.
yeah, rest in pictures there.
Yeah, rest in pictures, buddy.
Love that guy. He was great on the show. You know what I blew my fucking mind when I was looking it up to see what else he had been in besides like the
327 things.
Yeah, but he's in. I mean, what I know him from was he's in Darren Aronofsky's movies. He's in all of them, pretty much.
I know him as the landlord from Ace Ventura.
Yeah, he's the landlord from Ace Ventura.
Around in there.
He's
Yes,
in
Satan?
Pi. He's the one in Requiem for a Dream that Jared Leto sells the TV to, and the
Oh,
mom buys it
yeah.
back. But he was only in 8 episodes of Breaking Bad, and
And
he is
everybody knows him.
and
from it.
everybody knows him. I mean, he was in like 25 episodes of Better Call
Ooh,
Saul.
I recently watched a bad movie with Keanu Reeves called Hardball, and he plays a loan shark. And
can see that.
you believe it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, when he says he's going to come for you if you don't pay,
I
believe it.
I made a post on our social medias. I was like, "Rest in pictures, you terrifying bastard."
Yeah, right.
He's fucking scary.
If he was a bad person that got sent to hell, the devil is in for a shit show.
He found his right hand man.
he's gonna be putting pineapples in the devil's ass.
The big one.
So yeah, we find out that the guy that they're looking for is this guy named NC, and that Peter Weller is saying this for self-defense, and that's kind of what this whole scene comes to.
Yeah, because there's a scene with the guy in question that shot the cop. He's like, dude, look, he didn't identify himself. He pulled up and he raised his gun and said, die, inward, So
Yeah.
now Peter Weller's like, there might be something to this. And now we're going to get to Sam Elliott's living quarters.
Yes, Sam Elliott lives in a movie theater,
Yep.
which is awesome, by the way.
I mean, I know it's supposed to make him look like destitute, but I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in on this.
And I think Peter Weller implies, I don't know if they're just like jabbing each other and telling jokes, or if it's real, that he does live with someone, but she's like a nightmare, so he basically just lives here to make things easier.
He says, the name escapes me, but like, I'll just insert Nicole. Nicole says to go apologize for what you did, come back and make it right, or she's going to throw your shit out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there is like
Dude, he keeps his shaving stuff, which I don't think he uses, in the fucking electrical box in the bathroom and shit. But he's sleeping through the exterminator, and there's explosions and gunfire and all
he's
this stuff.
sleeping like a
And
bad
his
man.
he's
watch-
sleeping with a beer.
And with a beer in his hand, and his watch is like dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, and that wakes him up.
Oh, is
which
his
I love.
pager
It
according
was
to the
his pager.
subtitles?
Oh, his
Yeah.
pager. Okay,
I wouldn't have known that, but I
Well,
was
yeah,
eating.
because he
I
makes
guess
a
it makes
phone call.
sense. Not digital
Yeah.
watch. It's 1988.
He goes and makes a phone. He like looks at it and goes and makes a phone call.
Yeah.
But yeah,
got
I
a
just
page,
love it.
dude.
I just love it because like it's explosions and shit, and that's soothing. But the slight beep wakes him up.
Well, I mean, have you ever fallen asleep with like a TV on and someone turns it off and you're
And you're just
instantly
like,
up? It doesn't matter what it was on. It could have been explosions.
Yeah.
Like I'm napping during Save It Private Ryan and you turn it off and I'm up and at 'em.
I mean, I guess
Did you
napping
turn
during
off my
Saving Private
program?
Ryan would be fine because you can't see what's happening.
Uh-huh.
Because the part that would give you nightmares is what's happening on screen.
Oh, yeah. But soldiers crying for their moms doesn't bother you.
When Peter Weller comes into the bathroom and like startles Sam Elliott and he pulls his gun on him, Peter Weller, and with another little like smooth guy line,
What
puts
the
his
fuck
hands
is-
up and he's like, "Babe, I'm white and I can't fight."
What the fuck? I mean, I guess he's like, well, 80s cop. He's going to shoot a black guy.
I think he's just rhyming.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know he is, but I was just like, what the fuck is happening, man? Sam Elliott doesn't shoot fucking minorities. He shoots everybody.
He's a good cop.
He shoots everybody.
Exactly. A good
Yeah. I'm not racist. I shoot everybody.
He's basically telling him like he wants to help him with this investigation, and we get the titular line here. Sam Elliott, do I smell another shakedown?
Oh,
11
yes.
minutes and 30 seconds.
I was hoping, as I'm watching it, I'm like, should I pause it? Nah, Derek's got this. It's early enough. He hasn't had that many
I
beers
thought
yet.
it was 13 minutes.
Oh, 13 minutes and 30 seconds. You're
Thank
right.
you.
Still, I mean,
I'm
we're
looking
talking
out of the corner of my eye here.
under 15 fucking minutes, and you're
got
dropping
the
the
name.
name.
Yeah.
The only time it happens faster is the movie It. Because you can't
people
not say it.
a lot.
I kind of want to time that now.
Oh, I'm sure that the word "it" is spoken.
Which one are we gonna watch though? The made for TV or
Made for TV. Tim
Okay.
Curry all the way, babe.
Yeah.
thanks, Bubby.
I love Tim Curry in that movie. I hate the rest of that
I know
movie.
it's not a good one. It's the one we grew up on, so you got some lenses on when you talk about it usually.
Yeah.
and that's fine to have.
I've always told people, like for me, I'm like, it's supposed to be a scary movie, which movies aren't scary to me ever. I never have been. But other than like when I watched real life footage of nuclear tests, that was
Yeah.
pretty scary. But
Home videos.
but I read that book when I was about 10 years old.
Did you put it in the freezer when it got to scary parts?
all right, Joey.
No, I read that book when I was about 10 years old, child orgy and all. And then right after it was over, I watched the movie, and I was just sitting there, like that movie ended, and I was like, fuck you.
Oh, they left out the. Hey, mom, they left out the child orgy. They didn't have any balls.
Mom, everybody didn't fuck that one girl. That's
I
in the
didn't
book.
realize that was in the book.
Yeah,
Oh,
they all have
yeah.
sex with Beverly.
I mean, we're joking about it, but I'm really glad that no director has had the balls yet.
Oh,
to
it doesn't
make
need to
a
be in the
child
movie.
orgy.
No, it does
Like,
not.
It's fine.
It's
Reading
a
it, especially
whole-
you said you read it at 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's it's like they're older than you.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different thing than watching it and being like, oh, God.
Did Julie know that was in the book?
Oh, I doubt it.
I don't think she would ever let you have read that.
Doesn't matter.
Parents are burning that book
read-
nowadays. In Texas,
we-
they're burning that book.
Yes, they
We
are.
were at a thrift store. I think my parents were looking for Halloween costume shit or something because
Yeah.
we didn't go to thrift stores often. We were at a thrift store and the book was just sitting there and I picked it up. I had just started liking Stephen King because I was already a freak. And I picked up this book and it was all tattered and it looked like a book from a movie that like, if you read it, bad things are going to happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
It's like the slip cover was missing and the covers was all dented and shredded. I still own it.
There's writing in the spine. You know?
But it was marked at like $2 or something like that, and I was like, "Can I have this book? It's only $2." My parents are like, "Whatever, dude," because I was already reading a lot of
Whatever gets you to
advanced
not
shit,
talk
so.
to us.
Pretty
They're like, my
much.
parents are like 1,300 pages. You're gonna be busy forever.
They had a
Yeah.
4-year-old
A week later-
also, so they're like, yes.
A week later, I'm like, I'm done.
Hey, Mom, is there another book in that market bin? Can I trade this one in for a couple different books?
I mean, nobody heard about libraries, but
This is when we find out what Blue Jean Cop is. We kind of discussed that already. And when they're leaving, you see the
second popcorn, by the way. Because he says,
Yeah.
I'll buy. Like, let's get some grub, my treat.
He gets popcorn, and then he buys Sam Elliott a hot dog.
Yep. Ooh, with a
Mustard.
Pepsi Cola.
And mustard.
Because and mustard, sorry, yes. But as Sam
As it
Elliott's
should be.
walking and eating his hot dog and drink, I did the opposite. He's eating the hot dog, drinking the Pepsi. As soon as he like glugs his Pepsi and puts it down, they walk. Another guy behind him is drinking an ice cold can of Pepsi too.
Oh, so
like
product
Pepsi's like,
placement.
we're gonna double dip on this here.
But not shoved in your face product placement.
Not shoved my face. I enjoy it because if you are walking the
It's
streets in New
natural.
York getting a hot dog, you're probably gonna have a fucking can of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it was 88, so you would probably have a can of Coke, and that's why Pepsi's in this movie.
Uh-huh.
Because they were like, no.
But at least it's not in my face too much.
Yeah. Although it was 88, new Coke? Was that when everybody gave up on Coke for a
No,
while? there?
we call it crack. Derek, it's in
No,
this
they
movie.
changed
It's
it.
called
It's new
crack.
Coke. It's a new recipe.
Oh my god, have you had this new Coke? It's so fucking good. You put this little pipe, you smoke it. Whoo boy. I do want to talk about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think they changed the recipe in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how they got
does,
crack.
It doesn't even destroy your nasal cavities. You don't get a deviated septum.
Oh god,
It's lightning.
You do lose your taste buds, though.
You might rob your grandma.
There's a scene in this movie.
And then help her find it.
There is a scene in this movie where the fucking maintenance guy in the theater is sweeping up glass vials.
Yes, and needles.
Empty
I
vials
swear
and
I
needles.
saw
It's
needles.
you see needles,
Yeah.
Yes.
but they don't talk about it because
Yeah.
They
that's
said something.
that's the old addiction. The new addiction, because Sam Elliott says if you want to see whatever addiction's on the
New
street,
Addiction. That's like an 80s pop band.
It was Bobby Brown, new edition.
New Addiction with Bobby Brown. But yeah,
Every
he
little
says
step I take.
check. I don't even. The janitor's name might have been Sam. He says you check Sam's trash.
Yeah.
You know, he's like fads come and go. Sam's trash is always there.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
all the
always
crack
there.
vials.
Ugh.
But on the on the theater marquee, this theater apparently really likes James Glickenhaus because they're playing The Soldier and Exterminator, which are both James Glickenhaus
Oh,
movies.
I have a
Soldier is
question.
Kurt Russell.
No, this is a different Soldier.
Oh.
That's Soldier. This is The Soldier.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Is that
I didn't
how,
put the in front.
is that
What a
how
buffoon.
Martin Short came up with Jiminy Glick? James Glickenhaus?
Have you ever wondered what's happening with my career?
If you don't know who Jimmy Glick is, that was pretty decent.
Yes, it was.
So Dalton is basically questioning Marks about so Dalton being Weller and Marks being Sam Elliott. Weller is questioning Sam Elliott about like everything, like what's a blue jean cop, or what about this? Are you a blue jean cop? Who's NC? What's this? What's that? Like I'm like, don't you know anything? You're a prosecutor,
Well,
a
and
defense attorney.
seriously.
Shouldn't
Sam
you know
Elliott's being
something?
just as cagey, where he's like, you just don't get it, do you? You don't get a fucking
You don't need to
thing."
know NC.
Like, explain something, dude.
Yeah. But I feel like Peter Weller being a prosecuting or a defense attorney would know anything about the New
should
York
know all
crime
of that.
Sure.
scene. Especially NC, who is apparently like a big dude. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
everybody
matter.
else knows him except for you.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's turned. Nobody said anything about this man. That's
Yeah.
what maybe he's getting to.
Well, because if they say his name 3 times,
Is this where we now
Bees
get
come out of your mouth.
our cops in the car with? Oh, they say this snitch's name.
Dirtbag?
Dirtbag.
yeah. Well, first there's a real quick thing I just want to point out. It's when Weller goes to the dead cop's house and talks to the wife.
Oh, yeah.
That's
He's
right.
very slick because the way he says it is, I'm involved with the people prosecuting the man that killed your husband.
I'm not the defense attorney trying to get the murderer off.
I mean, technically, he didn't lie. He is involved with the people.
He's doing that lawyer
prosecuting-
doublespeak.
Yes,
Very
he
slick.
is.
Yeah.
And that's when he finds out, like, basically, he helps her
Oh,
take out
this
the
is
trash.
because
and-
Sam Elliott said cops are dumb at hiding their money. Go visit the house.
Yeah.
and I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
and she's like, well, the garage is locked. 'Cause
He
he's like,
walks
are the trash
in
cans,
Says,
are the trash
"Where are
cans in the garage? Yeah.
She goes, yeah, but no, they're outside.
The garage is locked. Just leave it at the bottom of the stairs so he knows, come
I
back,
did-
break into the garage.
I did like when he walked in the house and just like starts looking around like he's gonna find the
He's, like,
money
looking
on
under
the end
tables.
table. He's like, God, where is this? What?
Sam Elliott said they weren't good
Sam
at
Elliott
hiding
said, "Look at
cash.
the
I'm
house."
looking
I'm-
for a Breaking Bad brick of cash.
I'm looking for furniture made of money.
Yes.
I want to see a pallet with $100 bills in bundles on it.
You know what
the
he's hoping
TV
to
on top of
see?
it.
He's hoping to see the first house that Johnny Depp has in Blow that is just rooms of shoe boxes full of cash. That's what he's hoping to see. Oh,
think
there it
you're
is.
right.
Found it.
I think you're right.
Yep.
But yeah, then they're in the car with this like snitch character, and the only really note I took about it, because it's Rydell with this fucking mullet, dude. This mullet is insane.
It's
It's
glorious.
It's like feathered back and everything, but then he's got like the
Short sides.
ahead of the time kind of, because they weren't really doing this. He's got the shaved
Yeah.
sides, kind of like people are doing their mullets now.
Oh, this guy could be like a professional baseball pitcher
Yes.
with that hair today.
Yes.
Like there is no doubt in my mind you could see him playing for the fucking Dodgers. Fuck the Dodgers.
It's the Jets. It's New York.
Jets is football.
Fuck me.
It depends on where you're from. If you're Bronx, you're Yankees. If you're
Giants?
if you're up in the north, Giants are from San Francisco. If we're talking baseball, if we're talking football, it's the New York Football Giants. That's the full name.
Oh.
Just because it.
Apparently, I watched more football than baseball.
But if you're in up north New York, you go Mets.
If you really look at it,
Okay.
though,
But these guys would all be
baseball and
Bronx
football
Bombers.
have almost the same amount of footwork involved.
Yes.
There is 2 times you kick in football.
Yes, there's
and there's 0 times
slightly-
you kick in baseball.
Slightly
but-
less kicking in baseball than there is football.
But then they do the sliding, which
Uh-huh.
is basically kicking the catcher out of your way.
Yeah.
I just always think back to Rambo 3. He's like, we have football. Oh, you use your feet a lot? Not really.
We don't do
To
goat
run.
polo. Never heard of it.
I'm sure he tried to get goat polo to catch up. It's this brand new sport. It's taking the country by storm.
He's in fucking Thailand trying to get goat polo going. They're like, why would I do that? I'm hungry. I'm going to eat this goat.
Yeah, Sam Elliott's like, no goat polo in my town.
You know it's not July anymore, right?
It's always my birthday. I am the
There's always
birthday.
time for Sylvester Stallone talk.
I am July.
You are. Yes.
I was born on the 4th. Wait, no, the 6th of July. That's why I wasn't in that movie.
We do get an I am the law in this movie. But it's not
that's
from
right.
him.
No, it's
Because he's not
Ooh.
here.
But yeah, so what? Oh, I got it. I just wrote I need more crack in my notes.
Oh man, I love deciphering your notes.
I was like, wait, I thought this movie was good. Why did I write I need more crack? That's when they're at this. Like,
When did I first
club.
get crack?
They're at this club.
Oh, yeah.
And this little chick shows up at the door, and she's asking like, "Hey, I need more shit. And I don't have any more money."
I spend all my money.
But this, can we? I don't want to backtrack much in this, but this club, we got to go through it, man.
Oh.
like
Also, real quick, we did talk a little bit about the guys in the car. They do say something to this snitch.
yeah,
About how, like, well, yeah, those guys will kill you if they see you with us, but if you fuck us over,
Oh.
we'll send you to jail with a 350-pound bull
N-word,
N-word,
F-word.
I was
Dude,
like,
the
these are
nicer
clearly
way of
the
saying
bad guys.
nicer way of saying that is like, hey, I know a really big black gay dude.
You.
That's and it's
Well,
His name is Leroy.
and I'm pretty sure it is the Leroy from the beginning that asked for that condom.
Well, the implication in these movies is that, you know, you're getting fucked in prison, right?
Oh
That's not, doesn't, they always say, though, it doesn't actually make them gay.
yeah,
Once they leave prison, they stop fucking dudes.
it's like pirates.
It's dominance.
Oh no,
It's like Romans.
Pirates were what they call it's a word for it. It's called oh god damn it, social
Ladder?
sexual or something. Homosocial. Like it's you are not a gay person, but when you're on a ship with a bunch of dudes, it's okay to fuck a dude.
But do we know anybody in the Navy?
Is that, yes.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Is
Let's
that
ask them.
why people use the phrase butt pirate?
Oh,
That's probably part of it. But yeah, dude, these
Making
guys drop
connections.
just. I mean, and I don't know if this is a credit to the actor, but these words roll off his tongue.
Yeah.
Anybody sitting here, I guarantee you, if we were paid to say that line, it would sound so fucking bad because we'd be biting our tongue the only word that comes out naturally is bull. Like
350-pound bull.
What was that?
Never mind. You can have the money.
Suncock.
I know you paid me $350. I'll pay you $400 if I can leave right now. I'm very uncomfortable, Mom.
And I mean, even in '88, when like the F-bomb was socially acceptable,
off
they
your-
still used it in movies like in Under Siege to kind of show you shitty characters.
Yes.
So even though it was socially acceptable in a way and it was common, it was still a way in a movie to convey this person's a piece of shit. So we already knew. We just weren't acknowledging it in real life.
We're making sure, hey, in case you weren't paying attention, these are the fucking bad guys.
Yeah.
And here's a phrase that'll let you know they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
He called him a bull ninja friendo.
That's the TBS version.
That's the melon farmer version.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you find a stranger in the Alps? That's still my favorite. That's still my favorite movie edit of all time.
Out of all the TBS cuts, that little timid broad running TBS, like, well, we can't say fuck a stranger in the ass, but what if he found a friend in the Alps?
I never bought the shirt. I only saw it one time ever, and I wish I would have bought it because I saw a shirt years ago online that was like, it was like a vector kind of drawing, like an outline of like Walter smashing a car, and it said in giant letters, "You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps." And I was like, I should buy that, but I didn't, and I've never seen it again.
Oh, well, I know a guy that makes shirts, so if we can get like 10 people that want that shirt,
I want it.
let me know. Well, we got 3.
We'll have to communicate with one another that we don't wear it on the same day.
Yeah. Well, different colors, I guess.
I don't know. I wore a shirt from Meow Wolf, and so did our coworker, and people wouldn't shut up about it all day, and they were completely different shirts.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times the like 3 or 4 of us that all work in the bar are wearing a black shirt with gray Dickies. Like, it is, I mean, almost unfailable.
It's our uniform.
Yeah,
Who's
it
the
looks
fourth that would do that?
Brandon or Brian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've just seen like when they come in to relieve me, it's and then somebody else is back there. I'm looking around. I'm like, well, we all got the uniform memo. Gray Dickies, black T-shirt. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
So you wanted to talk about this club.
Yes, because it's fucking dope. So you walk into this like staging room and there's a video. Oh, by the way, this fucking black gentleman. It took me 2 seconds to figure out. I'm watching the Justified spin-off thing right now. Primeval or something like that. This dude is a character named Sweets.
Okay.
And I really, really enjoy this actor.
Okay.
And he's like, all right, women, put your purses in the box. Men, slide them IDs. And he's just got a real
show the
sultry-
green.
Show the
Him
green.
too.
Sorry. Yeah, it's like, show the green. And then opens up to this just like neon heathenism club of just sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Not hedonism, heathenism.
Sorry, heathenism.
You said heathenism. It's hedonism, but I get what you're saying.
No, I meant what I said. It's a bunch of people eating Heath bars. It's heathenism all over. They got chocolate. There's no coconut.
No
Okay, don't
coconut.
ask. No, this club is fucking dope to me. I mean, you got these different rooms, and did you recognize the larger black dude that's playing security? Because I know him from something.
I did, and I couldn't figure out who he was because they never say his name.
So I have an image of him. Like I said, I didn't go on IMDb and check anybody out, but the image I have in my head of him is it's supposed to be funny how effeminate he is in another role.
I do recognize him, but I couldn't figure out
Okay.
why. And
I just took
did
him as,
try to
like,
look him
not
up.
Ving Rhames.
Maybe we'll look later and play. You know what? Yeah, it is. It's a very softer version of Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
There's a character in the IMDb named Preacher who's played by a black guy. And it could be him.
It's not
because-
him. I
No?
know for a fact because there's a preacher.
Okay.
Okay, during the hot dog scene, all of a sudden the sound you can barely hear RoboCop and fucking Roadhouse, and you hear a preacher, "The end is near,
Oh,
repent."
yeah.
And I'm like, why is it so fucking loud?
Oh, 'cause
and then they
it's-
walk away, and there's this older black dude with a sign that's
Okay.
like, "Jesus will take you, be born again," yada
Yeah.
yada. And I'm wondering if he wasn't even filming. Like he wandered on like keep rolling.
Yeah,
keep
keep that
this
in
is
there.
Shooting on
authentic
location
as
in New York
fuck.
City,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Like
This isn't Friends. You don't got no
this movie
backlot.
cost $6 million. They were not closing down streets.
We can get back to crackhead Karen now.
Yes.
Because this chick does not understand how drugs and money work.
I mean, it's basically
Unless
just,
she knew what she was going to have to do.
Oh, she knew.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I'm out of money. He. You
But the
know,
way
like-
she says it, though, because like once the security guard brings her in to go see who we find out is NC,
Yes.
she's like, I had money and I gave him all my money and now I'm out of money. Yeah.
That's how money
Yeah,
works.
that's
how
how
smoking
business
crack
works.
works.
Come back when you have
But
it.
the thing is, though, but I bought all this crack and now I don't have any.
I can't find it.
I've looked all over for this crack.
It's like people who come up with their beer glass and they're like, there's a hole in this.
You know the response to that? How do you think I got the beer in there in the first place, you idiot?
Yeah, no, I've told people, yeah, it's at the top. And you
Of
drank out
course
of
there's a hole in this glass. God, you suck.
it. But yeah, she's a vehicle to.
If it doesn't scan, it's free.
Matt. Basically, she's a vehicle to introduce us to Nikki Carr, NC. By the way, she is a vehicle because they're riding her in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Nikki Carr, played by Antonio Fargas, who was in Don't Be a Menace. He was on Starsky and Hutch as Huggy Bear. That's his big kind of thing. He's a character actor. He's been in 200
He
things.
looks like Dule Hill in old man makeup.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my first thought was it's like Tony Todd, but it's not.
Yeah.
He's too short to be Tony
Tony
Todd.
Todd
first of all.
with Tommy Davidson. Making a Sammy Davis Jr. face.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
Babe,
he's
babe.
also in an upcoming episode for our Halloween month, which will be Trick or Treat Williams.
Don't touch
doing
that
all,
dye.
doing all
Rest in
Treat Williams
pictures.
movies, yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's in a movie called Night of the Sharks,
Okay.
which sounds probably just as bad as it sounds.
Yeah. But at least I know what I'm in for. At least I hope I'm going to get some, sharks biting people and blood in the water.
And that'll actually be the first time we have a guest from another podcast.
yes.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
very exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah. He does a podcast called Bucket of Chum, and it's all about sharks.
Dude, if you got a thing for watching shark movies, check out Bucket of Chum.
Seriously, go check them out.
A recent episode he posted, it was called Doll Shark. I was like, what the fuck are these movies?
See, I'm going to listen to the podcast just to find movies to watch like this. Like that. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I've seen his posts and stuff. He seems cool.
Yeah.
But so this guy NC, he's counting piles of money with gloves on, smoking a big cigar, trading sex for drugs, being a criminal.
Smart with the gloves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, keeping your prints off the money, but also money's gross.
But no, money's gross. That's what I was going at.
And
Fuck
he's
the
filling out
prince.
a ledger.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm at work all day, and like I get food, and I'm like, I'm gonna go wash my hands twice.
Oh yeah, you got to wash your hands after every change, like money interaction. It's just gross.
When
You
you
know
go
it's
when
been
you
in
go to like a
somebody's asshole.
restaurant or a deli or something, and people are like, they have gloves on to handle your food, and then you pay them, and they take the money, and they do the exchange, and they give you your change, and then they go back to handling the
Ugh.
food.
It's very important to have a front of the house person
Just
that
have
doesn't
your
do both.
fucking gloves. Just don't wear gloves.
Yeah.
Or
I don't
change
care if
them.
you handle my food without gloves. I've been to plenty of, South Tucson Mexican restaurants. That's fine.
Go to a high-end place that actually has like a head chef. They're washing their hands and not wearing gloves for the most part.
Yeah.
Also,
Cleanliness.
take off the fucking gloves. You do it. You take them off, and then you do the money.
I'd
and
rather
then go wash
you-
your
When I
hands,
worked in the
and
deli,
then-
that's what I had to do. I working with food, take off my gloves, do the money, put on new gloves. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to put on new vinyl
you're not
gloves
being
after you just took
disgusting.
them off. But
I'd
you're
rather
not-
you
exactly.
take the buns that I'm about to have and rub them on your hairy, gross nipples, and then do that. But
Rub
do
them
not
on your
touch.
buns.
Do not. Yeah, rub them on your. Put them in your back of your pants and walk around
and fart.
and drill farts into those, and then don't touch the money. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
I'd rather you do that than touch my money.
All right, so Sam Elliott comes to help raid this club. He's with these other like corrupt guys. I think it's the same dudes.
Oh yeah, it is. It's Mullet and Friends.
Yeah, and they have this
I like that name.
awesome like breaching thing. So
Oh.
they're like, hey, arm up, and they're pulling their guns out of the trunk, and they have these bright yellow grenades, which are kind of
Synchronized watches too.
sweet. Synchronized
Pretty
watches in a little
sweet.
case, and they have this thing where it's like a square that has like pulleys on it, and you put a grenade inside of it, and you tie the pulleys to the pin, and then you stick the thing on the
Suction
door and,
cup
like,
on the
suction it
door.
up and on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking awesome.
I
That's so much
feel-
cheaper than a specialty like C4 thing that you usually see where it's like some kind of special explosive that's made to like put on the arm. It's like a breaching charge.
Uh-huh.
This is just like, nah, it's a grenade in a box. Don't worry
I don't
about
know
it.
if this is real or not. And if it was, I feel like it was experimental and it just never really caught on. But
It
dude,
should've.
fucking dope for movies. I don't know
Yeah.
about practicality. I like seeing it.
Yeah, and then they do say they're going to breach the doors at 11:11, which is like
Make a wish.
wishing hour. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not witching, wishing.
Yeah.
Wishing moment. And
Yeah,
it's
make
not
a
an
wish,
hour.
baby.
It only lasts for.
I wish
60
this
seconds.
club wasn't getting rated. Ah,
59.
shucks.
60
69, dude.
minutes aren't 59 seconds long.
Ooh, excellent retort.
So there.
Oh, the cops come in and this chick's having sex with one of the dudes, and they kind of arrest everybody. And Sam Elliott takes Nikki Carr, takes NC.
Thanks. Mullet, Fox Mullet told him to. Officer Fox Mullet says, "Hey, what you take him? We'll bag up the evidence."
Wow,
And-
Sam, did you see what was happening in that club? It might have been aliens.
You know what, dude? Getting a little tired of your shit.
You know what? I'm going to go work for the FBI, Sam. Fuck you.
Hey, Sam, go ahead and box this criminal up. We'll box up the money. Have you seen my sister? Wasn't that a thing? He was always
Yeah,
like trying to
his
find
sister was
Yeah.
his sister was abducted by aliens when he was a wee bab.
Oh.
It just turned out she was just
All
kidnapped.
right, so I never finished that. Did it come to anything?
Kind of.
She
Yeah.
came back.
It ended up getting tapered off. She wasn't just kidnapped. There was aliens. I don't remember. It's been a few years now.
Okay.
I was watching the whole series again, and I was like, I don't have time for all this Monster of the Week shit. Because like I enjoyed
Oh,
it,
'cause
but
they were
some of them were
bringing it
bad.
back.
So yeah, they were. I was trying to watch it before the new one started a few years back. So I went online and
Found like a master list?
a list of all the story episodes.
Oh, you betcha.
Which is like 24 episode seasons, 2 to
3.
5 out
Yeah.
of each season.
You're
were
talking
part
about
of
some
the-
anime style shit.
Yeah. And I mean, I do love all the Monster of the Week shit, but I was trying to get through.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Watching just those episodes, not a good show.
No.
It is like, it's just because there's no, I think having the stuff in between builds the suspense and you're like waiting to hear. This is just like, it's like out of 9 seasons, it's like 40 episodes that are like the main storyline.
So you're saying I could probably just YouTube supercut this somewhere?
maybe.
I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody did
I
that.
hope so. Topher Grace, maybe.
But I think everything kind of fell apart because it was supposed to end and they kept it going. And then the guy Daggett came on, Robert Patrick, T1000, and it just kind of fell apart at that point. But
Yeah.
so Weller goes back, breaks into the garage, and finds this.
He's such a
Porsche
dingus,
Cabriolet.
dude. He's like, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I was laughing. He grabbed a rock and like breaks the window and looks around like, oh, anybody notice? Anybody see me? Oh, oh. It is so fucking
and
stupid,
then puts
but
the rock
good.
right back where it was.
Well, in case they come looking for it, there's the rock right there. What?
Also, this Porsche is just underneath
A bed sheet.
Yeah.
This is not a car cover.
It's not a tarp.
dude. If I had, but I think they say $87,000
Yeah,
is
something
what,
like that.
I think that's what he
what they
says,
say,
yeah.
and we're talking 88. That might as well be $50 million now.
I'm going to look it up real quick. Adjusting for inflation, $87,000 is yes, $50 million.
$50 Caribbean dollars. Yeah, no, it's dude. Take a little care because this is a cherry fucking.
Maybe it
Porsche.
was Egyptian cotton.
What's the thread count in that car sheet?
1,000.
14,000.
I think I want less for my car covers. I think I want more for me, less for my cars.
The sheets in his house were 200 thread.
Yeah,
Gross.
The ones covering the car, 14,000.
you're doing it all
I
wrong.
don't know if that's possible.
You're doing it all wrong.
Okay, so yeah, sorry. I'm trying to decode I'm trying to take less notes so that
Yeah.
I get confused. So we're in court with NC, and the judge is like, okay, well, I'm going to set your bail at $1 million cash. Like, you can't have, I'm assuming that means you can't have collateral. And stuff like-
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah.
From the district attorney.
Yeah.
Like I just set his bail at $1 million, and her point is that's chump change to this
Yeah,
guy.
it's not enough. Oh, fun little
He'll
appearance
just let
here.
himself out.
Fun little appearance here for Whitney, me, and probably 2 other people who've ever heard this podcast. The lawyer for Nikki Carr is Mr. James
dad.
Eckhouse, who is
90210.
the Walsh father in 90210, Jim Walsh.
Nerds.
And I was like,
Oh, it's that guy's birthday today, by the way.
Oh,
Is it?
really?
Yeah,
Nice.
upon recording, not releasing this
Yeah.
episode.
I didn't
Well,
catch
happy
that one.
birthday.
Oh, that's something I was going to tell you guys. This week that we're recording this episode, Sam Elliott's birthday is this week.
Oh, happy fucking birthday to me, dude.
So good timing.
Fuck
But yeah, I don't know. We were watching it and I was like, so that explains how he got all that money to move his family to Beverly Hills.
Uh-huh.
And basically, yeah, it turns out $1 million was not enough because James Eckhouse is like, actually, my client's going to go ahead and post bail and just opens a briefcase with $1 million.
Dude, it's
in
a
it.
Yeah,
mi-
because you
it's a-
only need 10%,
It is a
right?
mic drop because they say, counselor, any closing statements? And the lawyer stands up and he's like, my client will be posting bail. And end of fucking court. This got a guy with a briefcase coming up with $1 million.
What I wanted right here was the judge to be like, actually, we don't accept that. Your client's going to have to go back to jail. You're
Get a
gonna have
money
to take
order.
that money down. They're going to have to get a money order. Take that money down to the other offices that are blocks away from here.
But
pay
this is
that
80s
guy.
New York. This judge does take cash.
Yeah.
Did I say $1 million bail? I meant $100,000 bail, and he paid it. Ka-ching. Like, he's on the take, or she.
Oh.
They are all on the take.
I
It's
think it was
80s
a
New
he.
York, baby.
The only judge who doesn't seem to be on the take is the final judge,
Yeah.
Because she is the law.
which sounds like a character from a Dredd comic. Speaking of Eye on the Law.
Well, she's actually Judge Red because she has red hair. I am the law. Look at my hair. It's beautiful.
But isn't it so when like a bail is posted, you only need to pay 10% of it?
For a bail bond.
I think for
For a bail
generally-
bond. If you go to jail and Derek needs to get you out, I post the bail. But Derek only has to pay me a tenth of that to
Yeah,
just
so
to
you
get
would
it
give the
started.
bondsman $100,000 for the $1 million bond.
Okay.
But
But
this
then
dude's
you
not
have-
using a bondsman. He's like, fuck you. Do you want cash? Cha-cha-cha-ching.
Because you got to pay that bondsman.
I just counted
interest.
it last night. I just counted it tonight.
The juice is running on that, dude.
That guy just carries
There's
around
big.
briefcases of $1 million. By the way,
You know who else does that is Mayweather.
does he?
Floyd Mayweather.
So you're saying keep an eye out for Floyd Mayweather?
Well,
in
he also
public.
has armed security carrying it. But yeah, because he's just a big gambler.
Okay.
And he needs cash. So he has like at least $1 million cash everywhere he goes.
Probably bad to be a prize fighter and a big gambler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to get
He's gonna
busted
be on-
for fixing at some
Yeah,
point.
Well, but I
1,000%.
think that's what he's doing, though. He's like, I can't bet on my own fight, so I'm going to bet on everything else. I bet that dog takes a shit before that dog.
Is Don King his manager? Because he might be betting on his own
I
fights.
think Don King might be dead. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope.
That fucking troll-looking motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean like Whitbridge troll. I mean like the toy trolls.
Oh, treasure troll. Yeah, I know exactly what you meant. Put that dude on
Which,
top
by the
of
way,
a
they're
pencil.
making another Trolls movie, and I'm sitting here going, Trolls don't even exist. These kids don't know what they are. You're not even trying to bank on Trolls by turning them into new troll toys? Like, come
Did
on.
it make money?
Probably.
It's all music thing.
You got a warehouse full of fucking unused troll toys. So make a movie, resell them. Now they're vintage. Mark them up.
St.
God, I'm a
Patty's.
genius.
St. Patty's. Fucking the place that you worked at that
Lisa
was something
Frank's.
else. Joe's Crab Shack used to be Houlihan's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And my stepdad worked there, and they loved trolls. There were trolls in little green shirts with their bright orange hair everywhere in that
That's-
fucking bar.
The
I
last
don't
time
like
I
it.
saw a troll was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Uh-huh.
You're a troll.
Because Yondu, I can't think of the actor's name. Has
Michael
all-
Rooker.
has all the
Yeah.
little- Michael Rooker, thank you.
Rooker.
Has all the little the
I'm Mary
doodads and
freaking
stuff.
Poppins.
Well,
And then
at the
in
end,
in the ball at the end,
Yep.
instead of the Infinity Stone, it's the troll.
I
remember
actually
that.
saw a troll after that. I'm not trying to flex on you, but I did watch
Weird
the,
flex.
What's the fucking shitty one? The Immortals?
yes.
With she sleeps through the whole movie, dude. Oh, now I'm blanking on names.
It
It's not
did
so
have the-
easy.
It's contagious.
It had
Sexy
the-
lips.
I had the guy from
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I was like, that could describe a lot of
The
people.
Eternals.
Eternals.
The Eternals.
Oh,
The
okay.
post-credit scene is Patton Oswalt voicing. Is it Puck
Yes, Puck.
or Pip?
It's Puck, I think.
Puck
Well-
is from Alpha Flight. It's Pip.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
just rewatched.
Pip the Troll. Yes, you're right.
Yep.
That's a different troll, though. I'm talking about
Yeah.
trolls, not trolls.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about trolls.
Trolls, TM, not just trolls.
I didn't know you were talking about trolls. I was talking about trolls.
Yeah, no. I meant like the last time I saw like a troll, TM.
Yeah, that's the secret, Whitney. You never see trolls. They're always on the internet.
Oh, I do say if that's what we're going with. Then I see trolls every fucking day.
You just like broke me.
Speaking of trolls, here we get Larry, who's like the guy who protects the evidence locker at the police station,
yeah.
played by David Proval, who's been on the show before.
Jackie
Richie,
Aprile?
Jackie
Yes.
Aprile, yes. No, Richie Aprile.
Richie
Aprile.
Aprile.
Sorry, Richie
Jackie's
Aprile.
the brother.
And he past
He was
episode
with
with Phantom.
Yes.
Phantom, yeah. He's the one who's like, I went to fucking Catholic church. We ain't fall for no spear in the back.
Yeah. Well, he's not the one who gets speared. He's the one who makes all the way to
Oh,
the
that's
end.
right.
He's
He's
the
the
one
one
that's at the end
who
with the
he's the
gun.
one that gets blasted by the cannon.
Yes.
Yahoo!
Yes, exactly. He's the one who Super Mario's into that fucking
I was gonna
bay.
say Goofies.
Oh, yeah.
Same laugh.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's the guy who protects the evidence
You
locker.
find a scene with this guy without a cigar.
Dude,
No.
later on when he's talking to Peter Weller and he's got that cigar in his mouth, it literally just sounds like
Dude, chomping on this stogie.
Weller and Sam Elliott get together at a bar, and Sam Elliott tells this tragic story of meeting the love of his life and
Oh my
murdering her dog
God.
by accident.
Wow.
I didn't know the window was open.
Didn't know the dog, didn't know the new floor was freshly
Dude,
waxed.
I'm like, this is the worst part of this movie. And not like a bad thing. It's just, this is my most uncomfortable in this
Yes.
movie.
Oh my-
I was
I
okay
heard-
with them using the NF word more than this fucking story.
He's playing fetch with the dog, the ball goes out the window.
And he leaves.
And dude, yeah. So he's
Dog
because
falls 13 stories.
I met the
Oh,
love of my life, dude. Killed her fucking dog.
and then I just left.
I just walked.
Which, I mean, good move.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
'Cause what do you
I bet you he walked out before that body hit the floor. Let the
Speaking of
doggies
nu
hit
metal.
the floor. Let the doggies hit the floor.
Aww.
Speaking of Rambo,
Instead of
also.
a primal scream, let the doggies hit. Aww.
All right. So the cops, like Weller is leaving the bar, and these cops are intimidating him, basically like, "Hey, stop defending this cop killer, you fuck."
Warriors,
Yeah, exactly. They
come
pull a
out and
straight up
play.
warriors. They surround him. They walk in circles, slapping their nightsticks in their hand, and then they just disperse.
Yeah, it's very synchronized.
It's fucking terrifying.
It is. And as they leave, all of a sudden you see cop cars on the outside of the park lighting up like, oh shit, we are surrounded.
Yeah. Rydell Mullet, Fox Mullet.
Fox Mullet. Thank
He's
you.
out there.
Coin that term.
So they end up going to. There's a little scene with Sam Elliott interrogating some kid, but it doesn't really.
Yeah. Oh, I do like though, because he's asking him, he's like, what, dude, cop, get out of here before I have to call my lawyer. Old Sam Elliott pulls a gun on this kid, punches him in the gut, slams him hard.
Through the it breaks the glass
Well,
on this
but
very nice car.
First, it's on the parking lot booth.
Oh, yeah.
He slams him through that. Then he slams him on this windshield. I'm like, dude, I don't know if this is stunt work. This just might be Sam Elliott going ham. But he pulls a gun on this kid, puts it in his face. Like, you know what this is? Like, yeah, it's a gun. He goes, yeah, and it's clean. No serial numbers. I shoot you. I throw this in the east. We're fucking
I
done.
They
Really?
file it under DSAF.
What's that
Did
mean?
Society a favor.
Damn.
I've never heard that term for
Clean?
yeah.
Oh, I have. I've heard
it's
clean
always
means
been something else.
Yeah, no, clean means you're fine. If
assumed.
somebody got pulled over with it, it's not going to be registered to somebody else. It's not going to have any bodies on it. It's not going to have any other prints on it.
Well, if you get pulled over with it, you're in trouble, though, in this case, because he says it's no serial
Well,
number.
but yes, for
Yeah.
that, yes. But
Yeah.
what I mean clean is I've heard it with serial numbers. It means it's fresh. It means there's
Okay,
no
so that
bodies
makes
on it.
sense.
Nobody else has used it. He's saying it in a sense of like it's fucking good to go.
Yeah.
I will shoot the shit out of you and not care.
So we're finally getting to like the action of the movie. Like it
Yes,
takes
you
a
can
little
finally
while.
wake up.
We get to this brothel / porn theater / strip club /
Fetish
video
mart
rental. I don't know what this is.
Titties.
Oh,
Times Square place, I guess.
we talked about shitty 80s New York and kind of like big.
Yeah.
This clerk is the hotel or motel. Get that hoe out of here. And that motel clerk in Big that sells grown-up Tom Hanks his sheets and whatnot.
Oh,
He's
okay.
running. I want to say it's like St. John's or St.
How
Mary's.
recently did you watch Big?
Oh, like 4 years ago.
He's a big Tom Hankser.
Huge Tom Hanks. And Big is my favorite Tom Hanks.
Speaking of Tom Hanks,
What?
so I was looking for Treat Williams horror movies, and I found this one. It's a like an anthology thing. It's like part of the Tales. It's like a sequel to Tales from the Crypt called Vaults of Horror. I can't find it anywhere. I'm searching,
Okay.
but there are 3 shorts in it. One of them directed by and starring Tom Hanks.
Ooh, I want to see
One
Tom
of
Hanks
them,
shorts.
God, what are they? There's Treat Williams, there's Tom Hanks, and there's somebody else. It's all like real actors doing this like Vault of Horror thing, and I found it online when I was searching for stuff, and I have been searching high and low. It's not streaming. I can't even find it on YouTube.
Anybody listening, if you have it, email. We'll pay you.
There's another
for
movie from the 70s
our
called
use.
Vaults of Horror. This was like 1991 or 1994 or something. It was not had been 91 because it was before Hanks was like Hanks.
Yeah.
And
He hadn't Forrest Gumped yet.
yeah, and
He
it
had
is
maybe
it has
versed
been
a
put
volcano.
on DVD. It has been put on DVD, but it's not easy to find. It's called Vaults of Horror 1, and it's like from 1991-ish.
Keep your little paws out, listeners.
Yeah, it looks. I want to find it,
Oh yeah.
even if it's not for the thing. Just
One
just
way
for
or
the show.
another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna watch you.
And we'll find you. Is that a little mustache twirl?
No, that's what she does. I
I'll
find
you.
So when they go, this guy who's like I don't know. He was like I don't know what he was. Sam Elliott's looking for this little Weasley white
The
dude.
snitch. I think it's the
Is
snitch.
it the snitch? Okay.
Yeah, it's the
And he
dirtbag.
goes to hook up with this hooker in the honeymoon suite. But that big dude we were talking about, the black dude from the club that we couldn't figure out who he was, he shows up.
Oh,
he's
but
like,
the exchange before this. Sorry, real quick. He looks at a girl. He has a vial of crack, and he says, "I have this," and holds a bunch of handcuffs. I want this.
Yes, 100%.
I like this negotiating for sex. I would like more people to be that straightforward.
Well, and he does give this
Meet
guy
my
money.
friends.
He does give this guy money, and the guy holds it up to see if it's real.
It's real. Looks real this time. Of course it is.
But when this big guy shows up, he's like, "What room is he in?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? He's not here."
He doesn't be disturbed.
Dude, this guy tears the
Yes.
window off of this booth.
Oh, I love
when
that.
one fell swoop and just picks this dude up by his throat. He's like, "What fucking room is he in?"
In another movie, this guy's a cyborg.
Yes, he is.
And we see a bit of it in this.
He might be a cyborg.
We see
in
a bit of it in this.
But this made me think of Taxi Driver. So when he goes up, first and he fries this scrawny dude. He pulls the power out of this thing.
Once again, I don't think I understand how electricity works because he pulls the
And the lights just flicker.
just outside. Nothing else happens.
Yeah,
and
he
the lights
knew
should
which ones
be
to pull.
they should be out.
He knew which ones to pull. It's fine.
Well, and also
They're on
as he-
different breakers.
So he shocks the bed frame. Right?
Surprisingly, this brothel entirely up to code. So
Oh,
you can
you know
pull
what?
one.
Now you're throwing a little logic in my face, pal. Yeah. God forbid a sex club doesn't have like the proper electricity. But yeah, he shocks the bed frame, which
It's a
kills
metal
our
frame.
guy. But the chick on the bed is able to like just shimmy,
He's
shimmy,
sitting on
shimmy.
she's sitting on the bed. He's handcuffed
Handcuffed
to
to
the
the
metal
frame.
frame.
So he's
So
getting
the electricity
direct-
goes through the metal
Once
frame.
again, my lack of understanding of electricity comes to bite me in the ass.
Yeah, he just becomes a conductor. I mean, I'm sure she would have been.
If she was touching him, technically
because this is a
she
spring
should have
mattress.
Yeah.
But
gone through. But
I wouldn't mind seeing an extra body in this movie.
and this
yeah.
is also when Elliot gives Weller the gun. He's like, "You know how to do this? You know how to use this? Fucking A! I'm from New York City. Fucking A, Papa. By the way,
Fucking A, Papa. Oh, I see. I like it. I know you
so
don't.
I finally made the connection when we started talking about it earlier when he was like, I always wanted to be we didn't mention it, but he always wanted to be a tenor jazz player,
Yeah.
a jazz tenor sax player. And so that's why he's like talking that jive.
Yeah, you got it, Daddy-O.
Yeah.
You know this guy got into the swing revival. He went to all the cherry poppin' daddies.
Oh no, he's
Skull
like
Nut
he's
Zippers.
like you.
World Crown Review.
He's like you with the third wave ska. He's like, that's not real music.
Yeah. Bullshit, dude.
I only listen to fucking Miles Davis and shit, man. Like,
Oh, you're a bosh.
I listen to Derek Morgan exclusively. Don't at me.
but that big dude has these like launchers in his hand that launches knives
'cause
out into
he's-
these cops' chests.
So it's great though. Is like Sam Elliott is way up top in the room looking down and just happens to see a black dude running away from a brothel. He's like, "There's our guy."
Well, I think
our
he
guy.
knew who he
Yeah,
was
he
because
knew
he
who
saw
was.
him at the bus.
Gotcha. But he's shooting at this guy like from up top, just
Surrounded by
endangering
people.
everybody's lives.
Yeah, well, he also
he's a good
fires.
shot.
He
It's
also
Sam fucking
fires
Elliott.
into.
if he's such a
fucking-
good, if he's such a good shot, how come he didn't hit him?
he also fires into
Plot
a
armor.
carnival full of people. So.
For sure, he
I don't
does.
think he does. He does not shoot his gun. The other guy is the one that's like.
Oh,
shooting
I
around.
did think he returned fire, but you could be right.
Oh,
it-
may have returned one and hit the ice cream or the fried thing,
Yeah.
the fresh fried shrimp.
Well, he doesn't shoot anybody. He just launches a roller coaster. out of
Yes.
the
I
back.
can't wait.
We'll
Are we
get
there or no?
Yeah, we're just about there.
Oh my
so this
God.
this guy though has this taxi driver get up underneath his coat because he
Put your
launches
hands
knives
up.
out of his wrist. puts his hands up. This fucking Uzi comes out on a mount. Like, it is literally Robert De Niro's fucking gear from Taxi
Times
Driver.
10.
It.
Yeah.
It's time. Robert De Niro never had an Uzi on his side.
Not that you know of.
Not that movie showed me.
I loved it.
It was great. And he's fleeing, and he takes a cop car. And Peter,
Great move.
Sam Elliott and Peter Weller. Well, first, I don't know how Peter Weller got downstairs unless he just started running right then. But Sam Elliott gets downstairs by going out this fucking window
And down
onto
him.
this sign that says the New Amsterdam Theater or whatever. And the guy shoots it, and this fucking sign falls over above all this traffic. And Sam Elliott's just hanging off. I mean, it's a stuntman, but Sam Elliott's just hanging off of this fucking thing.
This is
Dude, it is awesome.
at the top of the episode. I was talking about unneeded but not unwanted stunts.
Yes.
This is one right here. You did not need this for story, but God bless
I'm
you
so glad
for
you put it
having
in
these
there.
practical fucking things falling. Lights are popping, cars are crashing,
Yeah.
bad guys are shooting.
And
Real
they-
stunts.
They take this, I guess it's a trike. It's not a bike because this is like a big one he takes.
Oh yeah, he takes the trike because you got to be able to have room for Peter Weller being the gunner.
And then this guy's like, you
Okay.
take it and I'll shoot you. And he just puts a gun in his face and drives away. So the bikers are chasing them, which doesn't really come to anything. They're chasing.
I thought it
the
would.
dude
I
in the
thought we were getting
cop
like a
car.
wacky racers type
Yeah.
thing. Like you're chasing him, he's chasing him, he's chasing him.
Again, not great stunt doubles. Again, I don't think we're supposed to see this in HD.
No, but dude,
The wig that the Sam Elliott guy is
This
wearing
Merkin stash.
kind of looks like the wig that the Sam Elliott stuntman is wearing looks like the wig that the kid is wearing in First Kid.
Yes, it does.
ooh, Reggie. Like a fucking gray raccoon.
And like this road just ends, I guess, and like Sam Elliott kind of makes this guy drive off of it. So the car like flips, but it lands right side up, which is I think probably how it would work. It's heavier on the bottom.
Sure.
It's like buttered toast. or
I
a
believe
cat.
it's how the stunt worked and they kept it. Like if it would have landed on its roof, they would have
There you
kept
go.
it.
Yeah.
And this guy is climbing out of the car, and Sam Elliott shoots because I guess he jumped off the bike. I kind of missed that, but the bike
Yeah.
is
I
down
do remember
there.
him saying,
You hear a
"Jump
little
here."
yeah,
I
you
saw
hear
Peter
like,
Weller
check
jump.
it out.
Peter Weller jumped off the
Oh,
bike.
Sam Elliott catches himself on the edge of the thing.
Netting
Oh,
kind of
okay.
yeah.
On
with
the
that-
edge of the dock.
And he shoots the bike and it blows up, and the guy looks like, oh, that was close. And then he shoots the car, and that shit just obliterates
You
this dude.
see
The
a
trail.
little trail of
Oh
fire.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, tell it.
It's beautiful. That was a little shimmy.
By the way, Sam Elliott not using standard issue police
oh
equipment.
no,
No,
he's
he is
using was it
not.
45?
Magnum.
He's Dirty Harry.
You
Dirty Sammy.
You plan on taking on an army? Haven't decided yet.
Was that Rambo?
No, it's Sam Elliott. Rambo talk like this.
Oh, okay.
Sam Elliott's just like an old cowboy.
Sam Elliott, yeah, he just it's hard to do an actual Sam Elliott because
is.
every now and then he gets a little lisp. Not quite a lisp, but you
He's
know.
just gorgeous.
He's Sam Elliott, man. I mean, fuck.
By the way, this is the second movie we watched recently because her and I just watched Roadhouse, not for the first time, but we just watched
Yeah.
it recently, which is a year later, where they're talking about how old Sam Elliott is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This was 30 years ago.
How old is Sam Elliott in this movie?
I'm not sure,
But
but
he's gotta
this
be
movie was
late
35 years ago, and they're already talking about how old he is.
Yeah.
I think it's just because he's got gray hair, so he can play like an old, roughed up guy.
I'm gonna say he was in his late 40s.
Same
but
thing in Roadhouse when the guy's trying to recruit Patrick Swayze at the beginning, and he's like, "You're the best in the business," and he's like, "No, Wade's the best in the business." He's like, "Yeah, but Wade's getting old."
So this is 88.
88.
Yeah.
And he's born in 44.
Oh
so
yeah,
he's,
see, he's
44.
78.
44.
Yeah,
That's quick
this
math.
is 35 years later, so he's like 79. Like, now you can say Sam Elliott's an old man.
Yeah, now Sam Elliott is an old man.
and guess what? Still gonna kick
Still
your fucking
fucking
ass.
hot.
oh yeah. Oh, he could talk me off a cliff.
He needs to keep the mustache
Kill
because
yourself.
I've seen him
Oh,
without
yeah,
it. I don't like it.
We were soldiers.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
it.
That lip is weird, dude.
It's just one of those things where you're like, I didn't know he had a lip.
Do you remember when Tom Selleck came back to Friends without the mustache?
Yeah, and
no,
they
thank you.
No.
Didn't they even comment on
Thank-
it?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they did. They made fun of it.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. I
need
want
the
that
mustache.
mustache when you go Quigley Down Under on me.
A dingo ate my baby.
I hope a dingo
Sorry, that
ate
was very
something.
loud.
This is where we find out
I think
that
your can just queefed.
This is where we find out that Susan left Weller. At some point, they're talking about it, right? So now we know their relationship. I think they're discussing it. He's like, "Why did you leave me? Like,
Oh, yeah,
why
he-
don't you explain it to me?"
He gives a
And she's
whole
like,
speech
'Cause
like I
you're
was
a
crazy
fucking-"
about you and you left me holding the bag.
Yeah.
And
What was her response?
you became cynical, you became mean. you weren't trying and
That's
shit
right.
like this. I've heard
That's
this
right.
speech
Yeah.
1,000 fucking times.
You're like, I didn't become any of these things.
I
I've
I
always
in
Anyway.
this thing. And she gives a response that I fucking hate. I did tell you, ... in my own way.
Fuck you.
No,
just
you
say
tell
it.
That's
me.
not telling.
Dude, I assume I'm not fucking up until somebody tells me I'm fucking up. Well, I kind of assume I'm always fucking up, but I assume it's okay until you tell me otherwise.
Exactly.
So yeah, and I guess this is like this conversation's enough to respark, rekindle a
Infidelity?
relationship or something. Maybe he's thinking about that good
He has a fiance,
a fiance.
a little mousy bitch that doesn't
Yeah.
like heavy metal.
Well, there it is. There it is. You don't like that heavy metal like Jimi Hendrix.
Oh my god, the bitch.
You ever hear that fucking heavy metal fucking Simon Garfunkel?
George Thorogood, the father of heavy metal.
Dude,
The
I
Doors?
caught my kid with a heavy metal CD, so I took that Kenny G and I threw it right out.
I mean, technically, there's more
Blasphemy.
metal on his because he plays a saxophone.
It's brass.
So
Which is a metal.
It's metal.
basically, NC,
not that heavy.
Like this next scene, NC is hiring, or no, Rydell is hiring NC to take out Sam Elliott.
Okay.
And he says, if you do it, all this evidence against you will disappear, which is like 7 pounds of cocaine and a bunch of money.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm raising my hand because I'm confused. They seem like they have a relationship, and the Fox Mullet raided the club. I don't understand this scene because he's
Okay.
even like, it was a mistake. It won't happen again.
I think that was
I know how to click that together.
Okay, please click me.
So when they raided the thing, it was because they were trying to help with the take. Like, no, we're not dirty, da-da-da. But they sent Sam Elliott away, and then so they didn't take anything from the club.
They did. He says they took $700 and some thousand and 7 pounds of cocaine.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
they
But
give you an exact
he's,
number
he's
right
telling him
here.
right now it's going to disappear from evidence, which means it's going back.
Which
to
I
Nikki
understand
Carr.
that, but like they seem like they've worked together, and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, what happened? It was just a mistake. It's weird.
I think it's just a mix-up. It's all this stuff being mixed up
They
because
did
this cop
rewrites
killing
and
thing.
didn't
Yeah.
connect dots.
Oh, by the way, where are we meeting right now?
Oh, there's a little a little drag race.
You say a little drag race? These are not street legal trailer queens. These are like fucking
And
got
it's-
slicks and blowers.
Did
and
you see that beautiful like kit Porsche? Like really.
That's later.
Oh,
Oh
never mind.
no.
That old school one.
This was I don't remember what the black guy's car was.
The Harlem
The
Shuffle
peak one.
The
peak one?
Harlem Shuffle.
and the Cracker being driven by a bunch of rednecks.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Cractor.
No, it was a Cracker.
Oh, I thought it was the Cractor, like a
'Cause-
crack tractor, like a cracker tractor.
Because he says that he'll bet $10,000 that the Harlem Shuffle will beat the Cracker, and he obviously rigged
okay.
the
When he
Cracker.
said
Yeah,
that,
he
I
did.
thought he was like, my car will beat you crackers. And the car, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed tonight thinking that it's called the Cractor, and it's a Crackers tractor.
It's
fine.
okay.
Okay, thank you. I'll sleep better.
By the
Yeah,
way,
so
I
will
didn't
I.
have the note till now, so I didn't remember. You might. I don't know when the last time you watched Dances with Wolves was. You're a Kevin Costner.
Oh,
Back in
Kevin
the
Costner
80s.
enthusiast.
This guy is in Dances with Wolves, but I don't know how important this character is because I don't think
Oh,
I've ever
yeah,
seen Dances. Well, I haven't
um,
seen Dances with Wolves in 20
I know
plus
who he
years.
is. He's a sniveling kind of like sergeant.
Sergeant Bauer.
Yeah, he's like a very like. I think he's one of the ones at the end with Spivey that finds his journal.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I know certain names.
I only watched it once with my mom, and she's like, I can never watch that again.
I've only ever seen it once, so I don't.
We'll
remember.
watch it. We'll watch it with
Animals.
Amber. Her uncle's in it.
Actually, he is in it.
I
He's
know.
in it multiple times.
Yeah. So we'll
He
watch
plays an
that,
extra.
and she can go. There he is. There he is.
That's him.
That's
right
not
there.
him. That's not him. That's not him. There he is.
So Peter Weller is cheating on his girlfriend, his fiancee
Oh,
now,
yeah.
with the DA. They're fucking. Another story that comes to
He's
nothing.
definitely
really.
putting the D in the
Actually,
A.
it does come to something,
I mean, it does,
Well,
but in a
and we'll
storyline
get there
that
when we
doesn't-
get there.
Let's
it comes
hope
to
that
something in a storyline that doesn't come to anything.
let's
though.
hope
No,
that somebody
it
comes
does.
to something in a sex scene.
We'll get there, and I will point it out. So Sammy's fishing.
Oh,
He's
dude, just a delightful little night fish with Sam
Yeah.
Elliott. All right, so now I want two things out of my life that I didn't know I needed: lunch with Johnny C and night fishing with Sammy L.
Yes,
I
please.
don't know that you would want to eat any fish that came from this water.
Oh,
though.
I'm not going to eat them.
Okay.
We're a catch and release kind of thing.
family.
I know he's not. This fucking trash cop is eating everything that comes off of this line.
Because the Atlantic Ocean is fucking gross, and
Yeah.
this is like the Atlantic Ocean off of New York City.
This is when they had
Yeah.
that floating trash barge nobody wanted.
Whatever happened to that thing?
It probably got
Still there.
accepted by California. They put it in office.
They caught it on fire.
Take that, California.
this guy that's like stalking Sam Elliott. There's two guys, but this one dude. My note says Bob Dylan attacks Sam Elliott because this guy has his curly fro and he's playing a harmonica.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, Sam Elliott, I'm gonna stab you.
Sam.
He's got just this little 4-inch switchblade. Like,
A little stiletto. You know what? I'm gonna have to look it up. But is this actor in Crocodile Dundee 2?
that's not a knife.
And he fights him. Not that guy. He fights him in the subway.
That's the
He's got a
first one.
silencer. I'm gonna look it up. We'll figure it out.
But I do like he's handcuffs or zip ties the one dude to the thing.
Oh,
he's
he
like,
zip
he's like,
ties
this
him.
guy's
Is
going
it
to
zip
jail.
ties or is it a rope?
It's
Oh,
a
it's zip ties. Yeah, this is
Okay.
like riot SWAT now.
And he's
Okay.
like, this guy's going to jail for attempted murder of a police officer. What do you want to do? And the guy kind of like looks around, and I love it because Sam Elliott's like,
Don't do
I know
it.
what you're thinking. You're young and fast. I'm old and slow. You can get away. Go ahead. I was waiting for him to say make my day. But
Actually, you know what I was thinking? God, this guy looks great right now. I don't know. He must be 44 years old, but just looks like a silver fucking fox.
dude, I am not looking at Sam Elliott, who's pointing a gun at me and thinking,
No,
I
he
could
has
run
it.
from
He
him.
I
has
could
it
outrun
down.
this.
He has it holster still. He doesn't have it out. He just has it
Oh, okay.
slightly.
Either way.
But I don't
You know
think
what?
I
When
can
Sam
outrun.
Elliott is looking at you, you feel like someone's pointing a gun
Oh,
at
if Sam
you.
Elliott's looking at me, I'm down on my knees.
Whoa, girl,
Heyo.
calm down.
No, I will not.
Keep it in his pants.
Never.
So they run through this carnival, and they're firing, or at least one of the guys is firing, and it's great because it leads to this roller coaster fight. So I love this. So the guy runs into this roller coaster, and he's like going. I think he's like trying to go across, or he's not on the roller coaster yet. Sam Elliott swings out of the fucking rafters and fucking Batman kicks this dude onto this roller coaster.
Well, dude, we haven't seen his parents.
That's true. He
This
could
is
be
true.
Batman.
I make the
I
comment.
want to see that silver mane fitting in the bat cowl.
I may not be the Batman you need. I'm the Batman you do. Is that Sam Elliott? No. I can see your hair coming. No.
I can see your mustache. It's the cowl, but it just has
You
an opening
didn't
for the
even
mustache.
trim your mustache.
The mustache is just hanging out of the mouth part.
I tried to trim it, but my scissors broke.
So we're watching this part, and I was like, "Ooh, do you think we're gonna see somebody fly off the roller coaster?"
Which seems pretty
Oh my
obvious,
god!
right?
It's him, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's the guy
he
from,
plays Julio in this, aka Bob Dylan the assassin.
Julio?
And Julio is what's
Okay.
listed as.
Sure.
But yeah, he is also anyone that watches Crocodile Dundee 2 as much as I am. He's the suave-looking dude that has a silencer and a trench coat that is in the subway.
Okay.
Anyway.
I have not seen Crocodile Dundee 2 since my age had one digit.
I gotta tell you, I think it's one of the best sequels. I think like for a movie that should be a one of, it is really fucking.
Let me
good.
clarify that. I haven't seen any Crocodile Dundee since my age had one digit.
I gotta
so
tell you, I love both.
I'm not saying I'm just saying I haven't seen them since I was a wee bab.
Should
I
we
bought a
do,
ticket
Dundee?
to
We should
Crocodile
watch
Dundee
it.
3.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast before, but we bought a ticket
Yeah.
to Crocodile Dundee 3 so we could go see Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, so
That's
you
right.
gave that
Daddy,
movie
would
the
you like
tiny
some
amount of money it had.
We are the tickets
Was
that got
fake.
sold.
I
Think
knew it
of
was.
how many of those happen, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't remember what it was. I gave money to go see. Oh boy, Big Hit. I saw that in theaters.
I had a friend that when we were in high school, and you can't get away with this today, but we would go
I
every
could.
Sunday and buy a matinee ticket, and we would watch something and then just walk into another theater after that.
Oh, Galaxy Theaters,
And
dude.
then-
Nobody gives a shit there.
Yeah, and then walk into another
saying
theater.
now.
that-
Some of the
oh.
some of the
Well,
newer
now, like-
theaters
No, you
have some of the newer theaters have like weight sensor kind of things,
Yeah.
and that's how they know if who's in the theater and stuff.
Try me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend to be asleep.
He's
mean,
dead tired.
That's
They
me-
moving this big
He's
ass.
dead tired.
He's dead tired.
That's me saying they have that technology.
Yeah.
Does anybody who works there for minimum wage give a fuck?
Yeah, some minimum wage 17-year-old's gonna.
Like, you know what? If you're trying to sneak into Oppenheimer opening weekend, first of all, good luck. There's no
Yeah.
empty seats. They might care. If you're sneaking into fucking
1988
Transformers Rise of
Shakedown?
the Beasts on fourth week it's in the theater, if you're sneaking into Ant-Man Quantumania second week, no one's going to even notice.
Yep.
That shit dropped like 78%. in
Oh,
1
I'm
week.
just happy he bought popcorn. His third
Well,
tub.
and that's the thing is, I don't think most of them care. Well, most of them don't care because they're getting paid minimum wage, but even management doesn't really care because they don't make money on movie tickets.
No, it's all concessions.
Everybody complains about how expensive they are, but that all goes to rental fees.
Uh huh.
That's why your food is so expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got to pay everybody minimum wage somehow. So
And that's why we
they're
always
fighting.
get popcorn.
They're fighting on this roller coaster, and it's going up. The rise part of the. And it keeps going up. By the way, they're almost at the top, and then it cuts to another angle, and they're back down in the middle.
Uh-huh.
But whatever, it's fine. And as they're going up, I'm like, okay, are they going to be fighting while this roller coaster is like going? Because I am
betcha.
in for that.
I'm
no,
so
no.
excited.
Right as it starts to go over the peak,
He
Sam Elliott jumps off,
Backflips.
pulls some just random wires, which apparently just happens to be the brakes or any kind of control.
Yeah, I was like,
guess.
what did he do that made this thing
I think
do
the idea
this?
is because the roller coasters generally are just rolling off kinetic motion.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So the idea is he's like, fuck it. If I pull this, there's no controls. So there's no brakes, there's no nothing. So
I'm
this
sorry,
thing goes
I didn't
down.
realize he went to amusement park college.
Exactly.
You've seen Sam Elliott? He's definitely
knows
worked in an
everything.
amusement park.
That's fair. That's a carny I do trust.
This guy is like, yeah, you can throw the basketball. Three balls for
I
$5.
don't give a fuck,
I don't
dude.
give a fuck that this hoop is oval shaped. And he pulls these wires, and the roller coaster goes, and this guy is screaming like he's on a roller coaster.
Well, first he's like, fuck you. And he's all, no, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, asshole.
Asshole.
Great. And it doesn't have any brakes, so as it goes around one of the curves, it just leaps the tracks,
It launches.
flies. It's like the peak of the roller coaster.
Wilhelm scream. If you had one in this movie, it'd be right here.
Yeah,
Yes, it
and
would.
it wasn't, but it should be. Wow! And it fucking crashes into this fucking Piggly Wiggly or whatever this is. And I'm like, first of all, there were definitely people in that thing.
Oh, working.
So they're
yeah.
dead.
Oh, yeah. We talk about this like with certain movies like Rambo 5. It's like, oh, it was self-defense. That guy's nailed to a door with fucking arrows. Or even Under Siege. Hey, I had to take the ship back. You put this guy through a bandsaw.
Yep.
Here's another one. It's like, I had to take the bad guy out. You had a roller coaster kill people at Piggly Wiggly's. I read him his rights, dude.
They were getting paid less than minimum wage. They're
Also,
basically indentured
Minimum
servants.
wage is like $3 back here.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they really it looked real. The fucking
Oh, they launched.
Oh
that
yeah,
fucking
there's
roller
a
coaster.
cart goes launching. You know how you can tell? Because when it's not real, it looks real bad.
This is true.
Yeah, you'll see not real.
You'll
at the end of
every
the
time in
movie.
this movie it's not real. You fucking know it.
I think there's only like one. I think it's only
It's
the
the-
one moment.
it's one.
Yeah, the
plane.
one scene.
Let's
It's,
get
well, it's
there.
a couple
multiple
shots.
shots, but
Yeah, this movie's almost over, surprisingly.
yeah.
But yet,
So then there's some more stuff with Peter Weller and the court case and whatever, and his cheating, his discretions.
she
his
wants him.
indiscretions.
Sexy move, by the way. She's like, I'm gonna brand you this time, and puts a key in his pocket or gives him a house key. Because he says something about like, they're having this like back and forth sexual tete-a-tete, kind of.
This is when he tells about why he wants to quit. Because she's like, "What? You're gonna go be a fucking financial lawyer?"
yeah, makes no sense.
That's
but-
not your passion.
So they're having a little sexual dance right here. It's a sexual tango, verbally, and yeah, he gets the key to her place, man, and we gonna be fucking
A vertical horizontal tango.
a vertical horizontal tango.
And they're back in court, and like this mobster dude who sold the cop this Porsche Cabriolet is like, yeah, I sold it to him. He paid me cash.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's no receipts. There's no. She's
Hey,
trying to
we got
discredit him.
records, but
at
we
first,
moved.
Because Whitney was like, isn't she helping Peter Weller's case? Because
Uh-huh.
she is. But then she turns around and basically points out there's no proof that this actually
Hey,
happened.
we used to have records, but then we moved across town. The records got lost. See?
Yeah, exactly.
and yeah,
was in the fire.
It was in the fire. We had all the records.
And he does call Jones up to testify, which people are like, oh, and I guess this one, because it's a cop killer case, there would be a bunch of people. But in movies and TV shows, there's always all these people in court. Mm-hmm. Who are these people? Why are they there?
They're waiting for their next
But
appearance.
that's usually like, not that I've ever been
Oh.
in court, which I have, but usually the people who are waiting for their.
I think for
Right.
something like this,
But
for a
this-
something
high
like
profile,
this, it's like reporters and shit.
Uh-huh.
But
Being
like,
having been a
looky-loos.
juror on something that lasted 3 days, you only have your 12 jurors in the box, but you have like 6 that sit, or
Yeah,
3
but
to
this
6
place
that
is
sit.
full.
this is packed. This is like an OJ
there's
trial, girl.
Obviously, like reporters in there.
Oh yeah, and looky
yeah,
loos.
but it's not just in this.
family
it's in,
members.
It's in everything. It's if you watch like court shows and stuff. These courthouses are always full. And I'm like,
There's
are these
people
just
who
old
draw.
people who are like, well, but that person's up on the main thing. Are these just people who are like retired and are like, there's nothing good on TV in the afternoon. I just
Yeah.
go watch court.
Absolutely, man. This is 1988. We didn't have reality TV. We
didn't have the People's Court
Yeah,
yet.
we didn't have Judge Mathis. Jesus Christ, I miss
We
Judge
didn't have
Mathis.
Judge Reinhold.
Brown.
Judge Mathis was the best out of all of them. I'm sorry.
Judge Brown.
Any court road. No, fuck, Brown was okay.
No, you guys are both wrong. Judge Gary Busey is the best.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
Did you watch it?
I can't. I now
court.
pronounce you ex-husband, ex-wife.
You both
Pet-
owe me
pet court,
$50.
We're doing it.
All right. Force me to, and I will.
One of these days, when if we get successful enough to have people pay us, we will do an entire series on Gary Busey Pet Judge.
I'm making Wes do an episode.
Because it's his fault that we know it
It's
exists.
his fault.
So Elliot is drinking again because that's what he does. And this beat cop kind of comes in and tells them, like, hey, just so you know, I was one of the first ones on the scene. And this is the moment Whitney was like, told you. He's like, I saw that the ghetto blaster was in record.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
No, I was scared. Also, can we talk about this Budweiser bottle?
Can we talk? We can, but we can also talk about how awkward this cop is, not as a character, as an actor. Because then Sam Elliott's like, oh shit, like there's some evidence here, dude. Got to call my buddy. So he gets in the payphone, and this cop, like, I don't know, he makes a face like he sees something in the distance, and then just gets up and walks away. And even Sam Elliott on the phone kind of looks at him like, what the fuck is this? What the hell are you doing over there?
Well, see, what it was on set. That guy was like, they just bring lunch.
I think it's the director, like, get the fuck out of the scene. Come here.
He's
Come
looking
on.
over there like, every day I get up there and all that's left is the salad or the vegetarian option.
those-
I just saw lunch show up. I'm getting the beef today.
Is that a jelly donut? I only ever get left with glaze. This is Sam, I'm getting a jelly.
You want a hole?
I've been.
Oh,
on,
you can't just say that.
I've been on.
Not in
sets.
this movie.
I've been on sets. You want to be the first one for very low budget things. You want to be the first one to craft services.
Yeah.
Because if you're the last one to craft services, you get the bag of fucking trail mix and like a half a salad.
Gross.
I mean,
maybe some
I half
boiled,
like that.
Maybe some boiled goat. I don't know. I don't know what we were eating. We've always joked that it was boiled goat or boiled goose because it was like just chicken every fucking day, and it was just like this is the most flavorless
Nobody
thing.
likes boiled meats.
We
The-
did.
the
No, we
British
did
do.
say boiled goose because it was at a time when everybody was listening to Lonely Island, and they have that whole thing about what's the one where everybody gets up and starts dancing? That song. And
don't know.
they're talking about they were serving boiled goose.
Literally no idea.
The
what
one
he's
where he
talking about.
walks in with the boom box to all the different places and starts playing music, and at the end he goes to the old folks' home and starts playing music, and they all start fucking, and he's like, "The power of music was too much." It's great. Listen to it.
Okay.
That's
so-
wild.
It's about the power of music making people dance in diffusing situations.
If
but
it
then
makes
in the
old
end-
people fuck, I'm out.
But so yeah, these guys are like. Sam Elliott mentions like basically that they're crossing the thin blue line here. He's like, you know, if I tell the DA this, a lot of cops are going to go down, and the guy just kind of
A
like
lot of your brothers.
looks and it's just like, yeah, well,
Oh,
you and me.
Fuck
Are
'em.
he's like, you and me are the only non-corrupt cops in New York, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
it's you two and Serpico.
And we get like a useless moment of Gail telling Peter Weller that she's pregnant because Peter Weller gets a note that Sam
Of the
Elliott needs
call.
to talk
Of
to
the
him,
call, yeah.
and it's at a very convenient time when the girl is cross-examining or is about to cross-examine
Jonesy.
Jones.
Yeah.
Michael Ezekiel Jones.
And oh yeah, it's like a big deal that his middle name's Ezekiel for whatever reason. I don't know. It's not a big deal.
Like, they do point it out twice though.
Yeah.
I do
Is
like
that gonna
that.
come to something? No.
I do like when he is saying like, you know, well, I am a drug dealer, and you know, this guy was asking to buy lightning. That's what we call crack.
for all you white crackers in the fucking jury box right now, because they are definitely not a
there's
jury
not-
of his peers.
He's the only black person
No.
in that room.
Yeah.
I like that he's very honest about it though. He's like,
Very
look,
honest.
I am a drug dealer
Yeah.
and I carry a gun and like this, but I'm telling you guys, despite all that, I didn't know this dude was a cop. Like,
Yeah.
He was in
because
the
he
shadows.
does tell him, he's like, he literally pulled his gun first, didn't pull out a badge, didn't tell
And
me he was a
said
cop.
the words.
And they even mention like you have like they don't show this part, but Weller kind of repeats it. He's like, you told us like cops will come to you and say stuff, and you just pay them and they go away.
Oh yeah.
Like he's very honest about
it's
all
common
of it.
practice
Yeah.
to be paying off cops.
Yeah, exactly. And he's this cop didn't tell him he was a cop.
So now he's running out of the courtroom because of the note, and he meets up with his fiancée.
Who says she's pregnant for some reason?
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
And then upset that he leaves. And like,
yeah.
he's in the middle of fucking court,
He's
bitch.
busy. motherfucker.
We talk about this trope on the
I hate
podcast.
that.
Like you're with a guy that's in the middle of a trial. Like, calm down.
Yeah, he's not. He's like, yeah, that's great, cool. I'm glad to hear it. Bye.
He's kind of trying.
I was
he's
literally
trying to save a life.
You grabbed me as I was running. I was clearly going somewhere. Like, and so he gets a court order to be able to go to the evidence room and get this tape. But of course, Richie Aprile is there. There's kind of a back and forth between him
Even
and the cop
before that,
in the lobby.
I just got to talk about the cop that he greets him. He's just like, "Can you at least tell me where this is?" Like, up the fucking stairs.
Yeah.
And then I wanted him just to be this way. Like, I'm ordering a fucking pizza. I need a fucking large with fucking pepperoni. Oh, hold on. I got another fucking call. Hey, it's my fucking mother. How the fuck are
It's
you,
my
bitch?
fucking son. What the fuck did you do today, fucker?
All right, I love you, little shit. Just such an
Shitbird.
asshole. But now we get this cigar chomping
Well,
Aprile back.
all the cops, by the way, are giving Peter Weller dirty looks as he runs through.
Oh,
because
we don't
they know
like him at all.
Yeah,
The-
because
the-
they know
the-
that he's prosecuting or he's defending a cop killer.
And he's poking around. Like, this is a brotherhood of like, dude, come on. Don't fucking go poking around. Wrap it
Yeah.
up. Get this minority in jail and let's be done.
He's got the warrant though, the search
Yeah,
warrant.
he's got the
Court
court
order.
order. And Richie Aprile, right before he runs in, kind of smooth, sticks the key in there and uses like the vice grips
yeah.
to break it off. And then as Peter Weller comes in, he's like, "Oh, that's weird. My key just broke in the lock, so I can't open it for you. But we'll be back on Monday because it's 4:55 on Friday or whatever. Because the judge said it was 4:10 when he was leaving court because
Yeah.
he asked for a recess.
Yeah, he's like, you can
And
come, you can come
dude,
back in the morning.
You can come back on Monday, I think.
No, he says in the morning. 'cause
Oh,
it's
okay.
That could be even Monday. It doesn't matter because he's not doing that.
Yeah, dude, I love this line when Peter Weller's leaving. He's like, "Hey, man, you guys, you cops, you're the best that money can buy."
Yep.
Sting.
Burn.
Got some aloe vera because you just got burnt.
And so he comes back and breaks into the evidence room and gets caught and gets arrested or gets detained.
The way it's shot, I thought it was going to be one of those like gotcha moments where the lights flick, he looks over, and it's Sam Elliott. Like, what are you doing here, dude?
Yeah.
You're
But
actually not in
fixing-
trouble. But no,
it leads to a pretty awesome little sequence here for me. The fox mullet
Oh,
and
yeah.
some goofy looking dude who, when they first showed his face, I was waiting for the
yeah, dude, this guy's is goofy horny for murder.
He's the dude from Midnight Madness. He's fucking
The big dude, Barf.
Literally, he's
Easter.
talking shit to Sam Elliott, and they cut to the guy, and he's just like goofy looking at him, and I was waiting for a.
M is for murder.
And Richie Aprile is there too.
yeah,
Yeah, Richie.
This whole scene, like they just don't
I
give
think I
a
fucked
fuck.
you up with calling Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just don't give a fuck at this
Oh, no.
point. They're like, we're gonna murder you right here.
Well, now think about this. If you are these guys and you have some heat on you for maybe being on the take, a dead defense attorney in the precinct, or wherever you have him, like you say-
He's in the precinct.
and one of the goofy guy even because after all right, so we'll get to this
Russian roulette interrogation.
There it is.
Yep.
Dude, he puts a bullet in the gun and then the revolver and spins it and then puts it up to Peter Weller's head, pulls the trigger, and Richie Aprile is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
a bit of voice of reason here.
I thought
Just a
he
bit.
was gonna. I told her while we were watching it. I thought he was gonna end up being like, "Hey, I heard the tape," because he's
Oh, yeah,
like,
they do
he's
play
on
it.
the take and he's not a great cop, but he's like, "Yo, you can't just be murdering people."
right.
But that's not what happens because he gets blown the fuck away in about 30 seconds.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So
But-
they play the tape because he finally gives up. He's like, there's evidence on the tape on the ghetto blaster, and so they play it, and you hear exactly what fucking happens.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, guess what? Takes the tape out, torches it.
It doesn't go up right away. I was like, oh man, like that's just a real tape. They didn't
Yeah.
didn't lace it up
He
with
does
anything.
light it on fire, but unfortunately, it never really gets to be used anyway. Even though they save it, but like
Yeah.
that guy, Fox Mullet leaves. He tells Big Dude, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go pull the fire alarm. As soon as the alarm starts, you shoot this motherfucker."
Yep.
And he's like, "Wait, what? I don't want to shoot him. I don't have a clean gun."
I don't
like,
think gun.
When he says there's 245,000 of these service guns
Yeah.
in rotation, so they're all registered.
yeah.
It's not
They know
like
which
you can just
one's
flood the
yours.
numbers. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they know which one they gave you.
Don't worry,
dude.
they're all the same model, so they have the same serial number.
Yeah.
That's how serial numbers
They
work.
make the same striations on the bullets. You're
yeah.
fine.
Oh, good stations.
Thank you.
And he goes and he dials 5555555 to make a fake phone
I don't
call.
think he even dials all the numbers.
Yeah,
it's like
he just
5
hits 5 a
buttons.
bunch of times because he's pretending to make a phone call while he pulls the fire
Hey
alarm.
babe, I'm on my way.
And Sam Elliott comes in while the fire alarm's going off and everybody's leaving, and he's like, "Where's Peter Weller?" And he's like, "He's on the 3rd floor interrogation room. Peace out, bitch."
Yeah.
And he leaves because he figures, hey, it's going to be too late. Last second, Sam Elliott kicks in this door, doesn't take a moment to
Nope, just shoots.
see what's going on, just blows this big goofy dude and Richie April away.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Dude, and
I mean, it's like
I don't know if
picking
these
up bodies.
Yeah.
I don't know if these cops put plastic up on the walls to stop to like be able to clean up the blood from shooting Peter
Probably.
Weller, or if this was a thing for the production and they were like, we're gonna have fake blood all over the room and it's easier for us to clean it up because you can't see this clear plastic because a piece of the clear plastic falls. And I was like, is that supposed to be there or is that a
little
fuck
peek
up?
behind the lens, maybe?
Yeah.
I think people behind the lens.
I mean, it would make sense because they're gonna blow this dude's brains out. They don't want to mop.
Yeah, but
Is
I
that
feel
like
like
a-
make that visual though. Like, give me a drop cloth that I can see.
Yeah.
You setting up.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
'Cause
do it.
otherwise,
Because
I was like,
otherwise they dextered this room and we don't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but it was kind of funny because I was just like, oh, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
I made a little short in college, and had a guy get shot, and blood was supposed to be on the wall behind him,
Uh-huh.
and he was supposed to like hit the wall and slide down and leave a streak. But the place we were gonna shoot it, we couldn't shoot it, so we ended up just shooting it in the hallway of the college. So we couldn't put fake blood on the wall, obviously.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, this is a no budget project for class, right? So we just took a bunch of pieces of like white paper and made a blood streak on it and put it behind him so that when we shot it, he just went up against the wall and then just slid down. So it left a streak, but you could just see that it was white paper if we didn't have it framed just right.
Whoops.
that's actually pretty smart, though.
I mean,
Seeing
you
the
know,
sausage get made, dude. Just makes
no
you want
budget
sausage.
filmmaking. People say no budget. They're talking about movies that cost thousands.
Yeah.
I say no budget. I'm like, no.
Think of
I spent like $20.
Was it Desperados, and known as a no budget
Yeah,
movie? And it's like
$7,000. No, not
$7
Desperado.
million.
Yeah, sorry, El Mariachi. The first one was $7,000.
Yeah, but I think Desperado is also known as a
Yeah.
low to no budget, and that's $7 million.
Yeah.
And which is nothing now, but at the time, $7 million is a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So Peter Weller gets into this taxi and he's trying to get to court, and these cops are chasing him. I love this taxi driver because he's like, "Hey, are those guys chasing you?"
Holy shit! This fucking taxi driver.
Who
Love
did I say this
him.
guy looked like?
He looked like a young Tom Sizemore, kind of.
No.
She was saying he looked like is it Alex Mack? What the fuck? The dad from
It's from Veronica, Mars.
Mars.
The dad from Veronica Mars.
Oh, he's also Elliot in. I know exactly who he is. He's in Just Shoot Me. He's the photographer.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
she
he's
said it looked
also
like him.
in,
Yeah.
fucking Quest. He's one of the aliens in Quest.
I don't
Galaxy
think-
Quest.
Yes.
I don't
you.
think it was him,
were
but
showing
it
you
could look like a
our
baby him.
It's not him.
Yeah.
It's like if him and Andy Kaufman had a baby.
Oh,
I admit
yeah.
it might just be because it's a taxi driver.
Thank you
I
very
don't know.
much.
Different kind of taxi driver, but this taxi driver is like, "Wait, are they chasing you?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Why?" "Well, because I have this evidence. I need to get to court, and they don't want me to get there." And he's like, "Hey, I passed my citizenship
Yep.
test.
Uh-huh.
You have the right to be in court. I will fucking get you to court."
He's exercising that fucking
and
right.
I don't
and
know
this
if
guy,
this crane driver. So the cops are blocking off the courthouse. I don't know if
Okay.
this crane driver sees it and is in on it, or if he's helping the cops.
I don't think he was doing either. It took me a minute to figure it out because I'm like, oh, the taxi driver made a heroic drive, but you got thwarted by this wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's picking you up and taking you over the cop barricade. He's in on it. No, but like the actor that's the
He
crane
showed like he
operator
was
looks.
shocked.
Yes, he looks
Okay.
shocked. To me, we're
I thought maybe he saw the chase happening and was just like this guy. He's like, "Man, fuck that. You can get to court."
Fuck the police.
man, fuck the police. But now we get to see Judge Red coming up because they're over the barricade. They all pull their guns on him, and I don't know if you noticed, we get a very young Holt McCallany.
Yes.
This cat right here.
Yes.
Okay, I recognize
that guy.
the
So
cop.
he's the cop that's like, man, we got like we have business with him or whatever.
Out there, you might be below the law, but here on these steps, I am the law.
I am the law, Judge fucking Red.
And then she tells the bailiff, arrest him if he doesn't
Dude,
put his
I
gun
love
down.
that.
This bailiff, ooh,
She's on
This
it.
bailiff, who's a black
Hispanic
woman.
Oh, I thought she was
I
Hispanic.
thought she was a black woman, but
she's
holds,
a
either
woman
way,
of color and
Yeah.
she's
person
fucking
of color.
fantastic.
She holds the gun to this dude because he's not putting his gun down.
Nope.
And the judge, says if he doesn't put his gun away, feel free to shoot him. And this bailiff is like, "Go ahead, white bread, make my day."
Yes, girl.
Get it, girl.
So they do go to the judge's quarters, and she ends up telling him, "We can't admit this tape because
tape
I
is for
can't
nothing."
prove
Like
where
Whitney
it came
asking her-
from." by stealing it and doing all this, you have broken the chain of possession.
But it's funny
because
like, oh, will that come to anything? Turns out no. We
Right.
thought yes. Turns out no.
But knowing that it exists and having heard it and knowing for a fact that his client is innocent, I think helped him make a better speech because they show a quarter of the speech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he gives
All
a good
right.
closing argument, and I think that's
It's
what
some
ends up
inspirato.
convincing, Yeah.
And then his relationship with the DA, she hears it and knows for a fact that this guy is innocent, and that's where that connection is
Yeah.
making it sense.
So-
like, if they didn't have their love reignited, I think she fucking tossed it.
Reignited lawyers fuck
no.
so good.
she didn't toss it because the jury.
The judge.
Right,
tossed
but
it.
I'm
Well,
saying
the jury
she,
makes a decision though.
she like botched her own
So
because
do-
she's
but
like
doesn't-
writing shit down and is like scribbling things out because she's redoing her.
She's reevaluating
closing.
her stance, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, I thought
Exactly.
Doesn't the defense go last?
No, the defense goes first. The prosecutors go last.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Because they have to prove doubt.
Reasonable doubt, yeah.
Thank you.
But so they do. The jury comes back. And they say not guilty. And then one of my favorite lines from Peter Weller after all this work, he's like, "Hey, congratulations, Mike. See you in jail."
Yeah.
And then he kisses the girl.
It's stop breaking the law, asshole.
He kisses the girl, and I agree with you.
Yeah, this is a mistrial now. It's one thing to have a relationship with the DA. It's still bad,
Yeah.
but no one knows about it. Now, this is a not guilty, and you run by and you give her a little smoochers, you give her a little smackerino,
Again, proving
and leave.
my-
If I'm Judge Red, I'm like, whoa, I am the law. This is a mistrial. Get the fuck out of my courtroom, or you get Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott comes in here and kisses me now. It's fine.
Yep.
If not,
There we go.
mistrial.
What show is it where Julia Louis-Dreyfus pretends she's a blind lawyer?
Oh my God, that's Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
Yeah,
Because that's
Maggie Lizer, as in Maggie Lizer ass off.
Yeah.
That got to laugh once.
Because when you were talking about that, you were talking about this being a mistrial. I thought about that because he's supposed to be trying to be a lawyer, and he's banging her, and they're on opposite sides, and it's.
What's your name?
She's
Cherith.
prosecuting his
Cherith.
dad.
Cute story. Cherith Cute Story. That's my name. Cherith Cute Story.
All right.
I'm a lawyer. I specialize in marine law,
Maritime law.
maritime law. You're a crook,
Captain Hook. Judge, won't you throw the book at the pirate? Anyway.
If you ever want to be a guest on our show, email us at badmoviesworstpeople@gmail.com. No, I'm trying to say, hey, be a special guest. You get to join in and
she's trying to
watching
replace
this
herself.
awesomeness.
She's like,
Like,
anybody
get me
want to
the
take
fuck?
my spot? These two nerds sit across from each other and just sing musical bullshit.
Oh, I'm definitely the person that if you can't handle someone saying one word and me breaking out into song and dance, we cannot be friends.
Musical Tourette syndrome.
Yes.
It's real.
Deal
So
with
the
it.
conclusion of this movie, which doesn't make any sense but is fun anyway, is NC and Fox Mullet.
Here's the vet though, or the Porsche. Like, so Sam Elliott busted this Porsche
Yeah.
out of
Yeah, wait.
'Cause guess
I
what? It
told her,
doesn't
I was
belong
like,
to anybody.
It doesn't exist according to all the paperwork. So fuck it,
holy shit.
right?
This
Guess what? It's
motherfucker's
mine.
this writer's covering his tracks.
Yes.
I'm trying to poke holes, and he's just putting his thumbs in them.
But yeah, NC and
All
Fox,
thumbs.
or I guess what did you say? Sweet and Low Man and
Sweet and Low
Fox Mullet are going to the airport together because now they're friends or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. That whole thing's ill-defined. And they get in the Porsche. Not they, but Elliot and Weller get in the Porsche, and Elliot's like, "You want to shoot or drive?" And he's like,
Holds up a gun and keys.
He's like,
I'll drive, you shoot."
but he goes for the gun at first.
He
Yeah.
does.
And I'm like, you're going to want Sam to be on that shooter.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll drive.
See,
oh,
so
you made a good
leading
choice.
into this movie, like I said, I bought it based on the cover alone, and I was like, okay, so straight-laced cop, renegade cop,
Sure.
team up, but that's not what it is. And then I was like, okay, so straight-laced lawyer, renegade cop, still not what it is. He's not straight-laced.
No, these are renegades of their own profession.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
they
they
are.
are ex-hippies that were like, well, the revolution's over, but we still love Abby Hoffman. And yeah,
still need to make money.
Yes, you gotta make money, but I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna live in a movie theater.
I
This is
did
80s,
it
this is 80s America. Everybody can make money.
my
This is
way.
Reagan's America.
You got oh god, fuck Ray. I'm glad he's dead. You got one guy who's a cop that lives in a movie theater, and you got a lawyer who drinks half and half an orange juice. It couldn't be weirder.
So they chase the plane. It's like a private plane, and these two guys are sitting on it like, ha ha ha, like drinking champagne and being rich little snooty douchebags.
That was a bottle of Moet, by the way.
We have no troubles.
Moet and Shandon in her pretty cabinet.
It's a delicious champagne.
I'm away. I'm away. Drink me up, Lord.
So they chase this private plane down, and they're chasing it down the tarmac, and it starts to take off, and then the next shot, it's not on the off the ground again.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. Sam Elliott gets out of this Porsche,
The fucking Terminator.
jumps on this fucking wheel of this plane,
That's still spinning.
and he shoots out the hydraulics as it takes off.
I thought he was gonna like hitchhike and like
Yeah.
eventually work his way into the
Yeah,
airplane.
that's what I
was
thought we
thinking.
were getting.
Nope.
No. Way crazier than that. Because
Nope.
he rides this fucking wheel, shoots up into the plane, shoots out the hydraulics, shoots and takes out the engines.
One engine.
And these pilots are like, hey, we have to go back and land. And this is where we get almost 9/11.
Yeah.
This fucking plane flies right
It looks
past.
so fucking
awesome
terrible,
green
by the
screen.
way.
Yeah, it's horrendous green
I
screen.
love it.
But like,
Oh, you
know,
can love it all you want. We love
Oh,
bad
it's
shit here, but it's
terrible.
awful. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm okay with it, but it is the one moment where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But
oh, yeah.
you
It's
know,
a moment for
because
sure.
even in
dude.
1988, this didn't look good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've seen green screens. When was Ghostbusters? 85, 86?
It looked better than this.
It looked better than this, and they had a lot of green screen.
Give me Slimer all day over this fucking little, what do we call it? The 7-Eleven. Smaller 9/11. If you didn't get that joke, let me mail it to you.
But yeah, so he shoots everything out. The plane has to go back and land, and as it's on its way back, Sam Elliott jumps into the New York harbor, which is probably disgusting.
Have you ever
And-
tried to swim in cowboy boots? I haven't, but I imagine it's tough
The plane lands and just explodes.
because he put a grenade
Yeah.
up there.
He
Oh,
put a-
okay, I
he
missed
does
that.
shove a
And yeah,
grenade up
one of
there.
these yellow grenades. I also, because I don't know if he pulled the pin, but he'd have to make it work.
Yeah.
And it was like a 3-minute grenade.
Oh, this is one of those movie grenades.
Yeah, it's a he
It
puts
go-
a
it waits
movie
until
time.
Well, it's
need it.
yellow, so
Yeah.
it means it takes longer.
Oh, it's like, hey, slow down. Don't blow up right away.
Even though it blew
Yellow's
up right away
caution.
when they were using
Exactly.
it to breach the doors. It's a movie grenade.
It's a movie grenade.
Now this is like a Death Star 2 situation where like those two pilots didn't need to die.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, whatever.
Well,
You know what? That's a small price to pay to get fucking Fox Mullet.
They
and
were on
you
the
know
take
what
also.
Man
pisses
the
me
streets.
off about this movie? We have a fucking great coming up scene, a shot of Sam Elliott soaking wet, getting out of the water, and RoboCop Peter Weller helping him out of the water. Why don't we freeze frame right here?
So this is where
Because
I was
we
like,
had to close the fiance bullshit.
yeah, exactly. This is where I'm like, if we would have cut the fiance thing, we could have cut time out of this movie because there's only like another
We could have had
2
a
minutes.
freeze frame.
But yeah, exactly. When he pulls him out of the water and he says, "I love you, pal. You're definitely new to this planet," or something along
Yes.
those lines.
Oh, like, what does that mean? We believe in reincarnation, but you're a new soul, you dumb dick.
You just say you're a crazy alien.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But then
And that should have been the free. In my head, that movie ended right there because that's that '80s ending of like, oh well, story's over.
This is 48 hours. This is like, I mean, it's buddy cop.
yeah.
You know, not necessarily
But
both
then
cops,
they-
but you get what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say I didn't hate the way they did it though.
I mean, it was the way they finally ended it was okay, but it cuts to this dinner scene and it's like, oh yeah, because we have to deal with
Well, I
she's
lost the
pregnant
baby.
and this and that. Yeah, and it's
Well,
very
she says
convenient.
that the rabbit never, like I don't know how she was
the
never
rabbit
pregnant.
never died.
She was
That's
never
what I
pregnant.
thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant.
That's what I took.
It comes down to she was never pregnant. She says, like, I said it because I
scared I
didn't
was
want to
gonna
lose
lose
you.
you.
Oh, okay.
So there was no baby
I didn't
ever.
get that. I was like, is there a rabbit discussion?
I did
earlier?
Right.
cringe though, because she says she's like ding ding dings on the glass, and she's like, "Hey everybody, I'm not pregnant anymore." And everyone's like, "Oh, like no, it's okay. I don't want to talk about it." Then why did you bring it up at the family fucking supper?
Right?
And yeah,
Write a letter.
he basically stands up. He's like, I have this might be bad timing, but and then they cut away, and it's him going through the precinct as he was earlier. Same scene basically where he walks past the jail. People are yelling at
You
him.
hear the
But
same
he
name,
did-
Bosley.
Yeah.
like it's the same name that was getting after in the A before.
Yeah, these
without
are the
a
same
C.
two dudes. These are holding cells. Those dudes would not be in those same holding
But
cells.
it's
Unless
only
they
been
did
48
it
hours.
again.
But he does have that briefcase, the alligator skin briefcase
Oh, like a little
thing
attaché.
that she gave him, and he's like, I don't think this will fly down in the thing. And she's like, oh, it's from when you're financial, whatever. But he still has it, and someone's like, I thought you had left us, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, the one guy is like, I thought you were moving to Wall Street. And then the big dude is in there, and the guy brings food, and that's
yeah,
the
it's
end. And
literally
Food
the
and
same
condoms.
fucking scene.
he's continuing his old life as he did before.
And he's happy.
Uh-huh.
But now he's happy because he's with Susan and not Gail. The end.
Yay!
Yay! All right.
So I mean, I
Fuck no
go ahead,
freeze
go ahead.
frame.
I was just gonna say recommendations immediately.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, No, I wouldn't
Soft
recommend
no
it.
though.
It's a soft no,
Yeah.
but it's not something that I'd be like, ooh, let's watch this. It's, oh, I just watched this. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a recommend, and it's a little bit more than soft. It's tight enough. We could have made it tighter.
Could have made it
But I mean,
tighter.
dude, you get to look at Sam Elliott.
Not enough.
Oh, you get to look at Sam Elliott enough to watch this movie for me. And I don't hate Peter Weller. I just think he's flat. He works in this fine. I like him more as RoboCop. But yeah, dude, what hour and a half, give or
Yeah,
take?
Hour 40, yeah.
97.
Yeah.
So I'm for me, it's a strong recommend. While this movie was going, when that roller coaster launched off of that thing, I was
That
like,
was
I'm
fun.
so glad I
The
bought
lamppost.
this movie.
The lamppost, dude, with
Yeah.
Sam Elliott dangling off a lamppost with sparks of flying. Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm glad I own this movie and I didn't rent it. Now I have to spend more money to buy it because I'm gonna watch it again.
sure.
Obviously not with her.
Well, let me know she's
mean-
working. I'll come over. It's fine.
Like I said, if it's on, I'll sit and play on my phone. And
For sure.
I had a ton of fun. I love Sam Elliott. I love Peter Weller.
Fox
I
Mullet
thought
was
this
good.
movie was great. I was pleasantly surprised. So, I mean, I thought it was gonna be fine. I didn't think it was gonna be great.
I mean,
but-
I recommend Midnight Madness over this.
Oh yeah, you're kind of garbage.
Oh yeah, you can. So we're good. We do have an opening for a new host, guys. Bad movies, worst people. No, I'm just kidding.
Watch Midnight Madness. If you feel good about it, don't apply.
Hector tried. He's like, I got like 10, 15 minutes in, and I was like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, you shouldn't. We
So
told you not to, Hector.
I went back and
Whitney.
we looked at like reviews on Letterboxd, and there was a bunch of people who loved it, a bunch of people who hated it. There was a lot of 5-star reviews, but I think a lot of people who grew up with it.
No one in the
are they
middle,
a 5-star system or 10?
5.
Okay.
But these people are like, this is one of the funniest comedies of all time. I love this movie, da da da. But then the ones that are like half stars and stuff are like, this movie is so angry and hates everyone, which is kind of what we were saying. Like, why does this movie? What problems does this movie have with fat people, old people,
Yeah.
nerds, gay people, whatever? Like, it had problems with everybody. It hated everyone.
Uh-huh.
And I think I sent this to you, Jack.
Oh, the best review of
But
Midnight
this is
Madness.
the best review of Midnight Madness. It is 3.5 stars. This person, by the way, their username is Tim Cup, which is great. This person said the only place where Eddie Deason, Michael J. Fox, and Paul Rubens occupy the same physical space for a couple of minutes, thus ushering in the 80s as the prophecy foretold.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only. I think he just mentioned every good thing we talked about
Yeah.
in that episode.
Yeah, but I would recommend this movie
That was you, wasn't it?
much more than that
Yeah.
movie.
That was me. I'm Tim Cop.
It's a good username.
Actually, mine would have been Tim Cup because I'm more of a Kevin Costner
Exactly.
fan.
I was thinking that also. Ooh. You got Tim Cop and Tim Cup.
So after this, we are moving into our Halloween special, which I think going forward will just be like more of a Halloween horror fest, horror movie
Slashers,
thing.
horrors.
But for this year, because Treat Williams just passed away,
And
and
we
we all
fucking
fucking
love him.
loved him.
I
Oh
just
my
got
God.
to know
Phantom.
him.
Yeah,
It's
We just
really
met him.
sad.
we all loved him in the Phantom. So I decided for this year we're gonna do a special called Trick or Treat Williams, and
I'm here
it's,
for it.
It's all Treat Williams horror movies. He was definitely in 4. There's 5 Mondays, so we're trying to figure out the last one.
We
but-
might be watching a substitute.
Yeah, there might be the substitute in there. We'll figure it out. But that's our next stuff coming up. Couldn't tell you what episode is next for sure, but I do know for sure it's Treat Williams, and it's going to be a treat.
It will be a treat.
Or terrible, and we're going to realize Treat Williams isn't that great.
You bite your tongue.
You blasphemy, sir.
We'll see. I
Yes,
do
we
know
will
Dead
see.
Heat's in there, which will have Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo, so we'll just be right back to past episodes
Oh,
there.
man.
Don't forget, at Harbottle Brewing, mention this podcast. You will get $1 off your pints. We're going to roll with that.
Fuck yeah.
Every pint, $1 off.
Oh, yeah.
Come drink and eat pizza.
Yeah, it's delicious. Both of those things.
You
Ooh,
can
get a
drink
gherkin.
pizza. You can eat pizza.
Get a
So-
pickle pizza.
Ew.
I know you wouldn't like it.
Calm
The
down.
base is ranch.
It's
Calm down
wonderful.
now.
Don't forget to check out Evasion on SoundCloud and Spotify and everything else. Follow those guys. Give them money. They're great. Follow us on all of our social medias. Make your friends follow us. We are now on TikTok, so follow us there. It's BMWP Podcast, which is the same as our Twitter. Everywhere else, it's Bad Movies Worst People because they allow longer names. And if you go to badmoviesworstpeople.com, click the big blue T-shirt. You can buy some shirts. I have new designs available finally.
Woo, we're excited for these.
Yeah, we have one drawn by Sasha, who's a friend of the show, and another one drawn by Ronnie.
Who's her mother?
And they're both awesome shirts. So go check those out. I have a
can't
couple
wait.
different versions too. I have one where like the picture's on the front, and I have one where the picture's on the back, and then it has like a little pocket front image that just says the logo.
Oh, I like that.
Pretty
So
cool.
do I.
You know I like pockets.
There's no pocket. It's just the image, the pocket
Oh
image.
my god.
They might have pocket shirts. I don't know.
You know what? We're gonna get one just for you, where it's like multiple pockets on there and different logos on
It's
each
just a
pocket.
shirt made of pockets that are sewed together.
I'm gonna start just ripping pockets off people's shirts and sewing them to mine.
Let's do this.
The pocket collector.
So that's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Come back next week for some Treat Williams.
Also, freaking email us what you want to hear.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, email.
Bad
Don't-
movies,
don't
worst
talk to me.
people at gmail.com. Stop telling me what you want to see in person, because everybody who does that doesn't actually listen to the show, and I don't care.
I know you don't listen because you haven't emailed us.
Exactly.
That's it for this week. I have been Derek.
I'm still Whitney.
I'm Jack.
Don't forget, happiness is the fleeting hope of youth.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna get my hair cut on Wednesday.
Are you?
Are you going to get the Sam Elliott?
You should.
They just
Should
take
I?
they
Whatever-
Take, they take what they cut off.
Whatever they cut, they put over your mouth. I got 6 inches cut and replaced right above my lip. Smells like
Who wants
Sam
a
Elliott.
mustache ride?
Ooh, what do you think? What do you think Sam Elliott smells like just on a given day?
Tobacco.
Yeah,
And
leather.
Cedar,
Yeah.
tobacco.
Motorcycle grease.